an all-time National Football League record for consecutive game receptions and builds on it with every game. Harold Carmichael. He's got another great weapon, maybe the most underrated all-purpose back in football, Wilbert Montgomery. He can not just run, he can block, and he can catch out of the backfield. So tonight, the Giants against the Eagles.
From Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the New York Giants against the Philadelphia Eagles. This ABC Sports exclusive is brought to you by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by Buick and your Buick dealer, who invite you to see all the 81 Buicks coming September the 25th. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
This place is packed. They are crazed with enthusiasm in Veterans Stadium, and why not? It's the year they dream, the year of the city of brotherly love, the year when the Philadelphia Eagles will go on to be in and win the Super Bowl, the year when the Philadelphia Phillies may win a pennant, and indeed a World Series too. Under any circumstances, the Eagles have been the hottest team in the National Football League. They have crushed Denver, and they have destroyed the Minnesota Vikings. Tonight, they go against a team that always plays them tough, the Giants. To fill you in on the Giants, the Gifford.
Thank you, Howard. And there is excitement in Philadelphia, and there's really electricity in this stadium tonight. As Howard mentioned, Eagles are 2-0, off to perhaps their best start. For the Giants, it's a different story. It's a story of rebuilding. They started a year ago with Ray Perkins, their new head coach, and George Young, the general manager. They've gone with you, so they're going to make mistakes. But they have one man, Phil Simms, who is a big playmaker. He did it against St. Louis. Howard already mentioned the 5 touchdown passes there, 4 to Ernest Gray. Ernest Gray, the big wide receiver out of Memphis State, also a second-year man. What the Giants are going to do, they're going to make mistakes, and they hope this man tonight will not be making them, and that the combination of Simms to Gray can put some points on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, the Eagles have one of the most exciting coaches in all of football. He leads the entire league in being carried off the field by his players. Down in the field right now, Fran Tarkenton is with the Eagles' Dick Vermeil. Let's go to Fran.
Dick, you have blown out the Denver Broncos and the Vikings, and everybody around the league said you've got the best team in the National Football Conference. How good is this team?
Well, Fran, I think we're a good football team, but like any good football team, you have to prove it every week that you play, and I hope very much that we can prove it tonight.
Well, it seems that maybe your most vulnerable thing is depth, and especially Wilbert Montgomery. If he happened to go down, would this just be a devastating blow to this team?
Well, anytime you lose a great football player, it's devastating, but I think we could play without him. I'd just rather not have to, that's all.
All right, arch rival Giants, do they have anything that you really fear?
Well, I respect the job that Ray Perkins is doing here. I've been through what he's going through right now, and he has been playing tough, intense, disciplined football, and I think it'll be a very tough football game.
All right, now you just told me that this team is sky high. Are you afraid they're too high for this game?
I don't believe you can get too high to play football because you come right back down to earth after the first hit.
Good luck to you, Dick. You've done a great job. Good luck tonight. Okay, Frank, back up to you.
All right, Dick Vermeil. He came in 1976 with a great record at UCLA with the Rams, high school coaching out in California. In 76, he was 4-10 with the Eagles. 77, they were 5-9. Then 78, 9-7, went to the playoffs, and last year 11-5, losing the divisional playoff to Tampa Bay. That is the Philadelphia Eagles. They're strong, they're solid. You know about their offense as we watch the toss on the field, the Giants winning the toss. But they have been playing good defensive football in the first 2 games of the season. We'll talk about some of the key members of the defensive unit because they will be the key to whether the dream that Howard spoke of early on, that the Eagles can go to the Super Bowl, will come true. Meanwhile, the Giants, starting much as Dick Vermeil did 5 years ago. Ray Perkins came in last year, Howard, and he has gone totally with you. They were 6-10 last year, and they're looking to improve on that this year.
Frank, you mentioned briefly the Eagles' defense. Their linebackers, in particular, are superb. The most underpublicized great linebacker in the National Football League, almost by consensus, is LeMaster, the young man out of Kentucky. Bunting, in a way, may be the hardcore of the defense. He's the brains. He calls the defensive signals. But always there is Bill Berge. And behind them, a brilliant young athlete whom Vermeil loves. He had him at UCLA, Jerry Robinson. So you watch their linebackers tonight.
As I said, they've been playing tough against the defense. We're looking at the Giants receiving team. That's Alvin Garrett, a speedster out of Angelo State. They acquired as a free agent. Was out of football a year ago. Tried out with San Diego in '78 and set to kick off Tony Franklin. He is another weapon the Eagles have. He can kick from way out, and they begin to think about Franklin when they get over the 50-yard line. Franklin boots it deep and taken there by Nate Johnson. He too a speedster, and Nate Johnson tries to get to the outside, in trouble. And the youth shows early, and Nate Johnson took it upfield, tried to dance. You don't do that on a kickoff. Johnson gets it to the 12, and the Giants will begin there with Phil Simms. We spoke of you. He can throw it long, he can throw it short. Scott Laidlaw, recently acquired from the Cowboys, is in there at setback along with Mike Hogan. Those setbacks, fine receivers. The offensive line, questionable on the right side. Gordon King playing with a very sore ankle tonight. They will need to protect their young quarterback, Phil Simms, tonight. We're underway in Philadelphia. Sellout crowd, 70,000 plus, a lot of excitement, and we're looking for a football game. Phil Simms brings the Giants up. Laidlaw, 33. Mike Hogan, 35, and movement at the line of scrimmage. It looked as though Charlie Johnson, the big defensive nose guard for the Eagles, may have broached across the neutral zone. Johnson, flanked by Carl Hairston on the right. Dennis Harrison on the left. As the Eagles operate out of their 3-4, our referee tonight is Bob Frederick. We did not hear the call at that time. Perhaps we'll get our electronics pulled together. The quick move by Charlie Johnson, so the down remains the same. First down and 5, and the Giants now will operate from their 17-yard line. Again, Ernest Gray, he's the deep threat for the Giants. Number 83, Johnny Perkins is 86. The handoff, Scott Laidlaw. Right side, Laidlaw out with the 20. Nailed there and by the defensive unit of the Eagles. Those are the three we spoke of a moment ago. And, of course, Howard talked about the linebackers. But Bill Berge, he could be a big key for the Eagles. Coming off severe knee surgery of a year ago, he is in there. We saw him tentatively playing a few weeks ago against New England. They say now he has turned it loose and is getting back to the Berge of old. The rookie is out on the left cornerback. Roydell Young out of Alcorn State, the Eagles' #1 draft pick, the first time they ever took a defensive cornerback in the first round. Second down and 2. This is Alvin Garrett, who will come into the backfield. Speedy little man who can also work into the pass patterns, gets the first down out close to the 25-yard line, taken out of bounds there by Jerry Robinson. This is the young man, Alvin Garrett. Came to the Giants after a tryout with San Diego. 5'7", 178-pounder. There he is. Scored a 32-yard touchdown last week for the Giants in their loss to the Washington Redskins. Ray Perkins with his hand on Alvin Garrett on the sidelines. Meanwhile, on the field, first down and 10, the ball at the 25-yard line. Play action by Phil Simms. Feels the pressure, slides away from it, fires, and is complete out to the 42-yard line. Ernest Gray has the first down, and this is what the Giants are glad to see, because those are the passes that Gray was not catching a year ago, and Simms shaken up.
He may be shaken up, but immediately he showed the very poise I talked about, because a decent rush was put on him. He doesn't panic. He holds together, keeps his position, and holds the football until the last possible second before releasing. He's a young man who must be watched and deserves a lot of credit for his development.
7 touchdowns thus far in his young second season. He's never faced the Eagles. He started the 5th game a year ago, and the Giants had completed their 2-game series with the Eagles by that time when he took over the Giants offense. On first down, quickly to the air. It's a screen pass, goes to Perkins. Perkins picks up a little bit of a screen and gets a couple of yards defensively. A youngster that Howard spoke of also played his great All-American college football, Jerry Robinson at UCLA.
Frank, you know, when you start out with a young team against a veteran team like the Eagles, the Giants are trying to control the ball with a short passing game as we look at Jerry Robinson there. They don't want to get a sack. They don't want to have a big loss or big interception. This is good game plan and the one they've got to have a chance with the Eagles tonight.
On a warm night, it's 80 degrees, or was at 8 o'clock. They're expecting thunder showers. Very warm here in the east. Second down and 8. Sims looks it over. It's Laidlaw in the pattern. Goes to his tight end, and this is Mulledy. Tom Mulledy, who also scored a touchdown against the Redskins a week ago. Taken there by Bill Berkey. Mulledy, and again, these are not household names. He's a second-year man out of Southwest State at Memphis, or Southwest College in Memphis. Free agent. Released late last year by Buffalo. Tom Mulledy, number 81, the tight end, replacing Jerry Shirk, who has a very sore Achilles heel. First and 10. The ball is at the 46-yard line of the Eagles. This is Mike Hogan. The former Eagle finds a hole and gets inside the 40-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. A gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3.
This is an impressive drive, Fran. You must remember Johnson was hit down on the 12. They moved from the 12 now up to the Eagles' 39. And they've moved confidently, efficiently.
Very solid, good play selection, good execution. They got to be happy up to this point.
Ernest Gray, flank to the right on second down and 3. Johnny Perkins, top of your screen to the left. Single setback is Mike Hogan. He gets the call up the middle, and he is met there. Initially, it was Dennis Harrison. And he surges forward. He's up close to a first down. And Phil Sims indicates to Perkins on the sidelines they'll be short by about a foot.
This is a very important game to Hogan. He had been dropped by Dick Vermeil under circumstances that were distinctly not salutary. And he went to San Francisco, and then the Giants picked him up. Known primarily as a blocker and very important to Vermeil as a blocker for Montgomery. He is now wanting to show Vermeil he made a mistake.
Third down, less than a yard. Laidlaw gets the call. Laidlaw will have the first down near the 35-yard line. And, of course, it's a comeback year in a bit for Hogan. He was hurt out in San Francisco, only played in 2 games for them. So he is a bit of a key to the Giants, who have been hurt in preseason. They lost Doug Coder, their running back, who led the team in rushing, or was second in the last 6 years. Billy Taylor can't come off the injured reserve for another couple of weeks. So they've been weak. They've been hurting. They picked up Scott Laidlaw. He's in there now. Of course, they picked him up from the Dallas Cowboys when he was released right at the end of the preseason. The first down, 35-yard line of the Eagles. Sims looking for Gray. His ball is deflected and almost picked off.
Well, Frankie was a good pattern. Gray was open. Sims read the defense well. He went to the right receiver. They just blocked the ball.
Dennis Harrison was the man. He's 6'8", so you can understand how he could get a big paw on it.
First down is a heavy tendency to run the football. They fake the run. He's throwing out to the right, but it's blocked by Harrison. But as you can see, Gray in the right part of your screen is wide open.
Second down and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line. Alvin Garrett, number 25. He'll work out of the backfield as a receiver in motion. The screen. Garrett cuts on the block, cuts to the inside, stays on his feet, scrambles along the line of scrimmage, and will come up with a net gain of a couple of yards. It'll be third down and 8.
I don't think there's any question, Howard and Frank, that they're going to have to throw the ball against the Eagles. The 3-man line, we said many times, is better against the run than the pass. And they're going to have to do it with a controlled passing game, which they're trying right now. They don't want to get in long yardage situations. 3rd and 7 is okay.
Meanwhile, the Giants have ticked off. 5 minutes on the clock. We're inside 10 minutes of the first quarter. Out to the left, 86 at Perkins. Gray will be in the slot. Now he adjusts to the right, number 83. Ernest Gray leading all wide receivers after 2 games in the National Football League. And Phil Sims sees the confusion amongst his youngsters and calls timeout. We'll move over to the sidelines. 9:18. The Giants on an extended drive using the clock, and we'll be back.
You see in the middle of the screen, but 81 is going to get tripped up, falls down, and the result is an almost interception, or is it an interception? Let's watch. I can't tell. I thought he caught it, but we were blocked. We don't know.
I thought he caught it too, but that doesn't matter, does it?
4th down and 8. Danella comes on for the Giants. And he will be kicking somewhere around 50 yards. Scott Bruner, backup quarterback number 12, is the holder. Danella has hit for 50 yards on 4 different occasions. He can reach it.
He has this range, Frank, no question about it.
Two of the finer distance kickers in pro football tonight. Here with the Eagles and the Giants. Tony Franklin, of course, with the Eagles, and now Danella. It'll be from 51 yards. A lot of distance. Whoa, and it's good. Perfect. Danella, and that would have been good from 55, 58 yards. He really put the foot to it, and the Giants have the lead. 3-0 with 9:06 remaining in the first quarter. They took the opening kickoff. They put 3 on the scoreboard. Joe Danella has just hit from 50 yards out. That's the official call. This is Wally Henry, a dangerous return man in the end zone, anticipating a deep kick from Danella. Giants on top, 3-0. Onside kick. And there's a wild pursuit, and the ball is loose.
And the
Giants are saying they have it.
I think they do.
The Giants have the ball, and it'll be at the 36-yard line, and this you like to see with a young team. They do these crazies very enthusiastically.
All right, here's the replay.
He does it with the left foot. It goes a little longer than most of your onside kicks, but it's bouncing. When it starts bouncing like this, it's anybody's ball.
Frank Marion, number 51, will come up with it.
And that is a good effort by Frank Marion.
Our score pen,
the former Buffalo Bill linebacker,
has been filling in very well for an injured Brian Kelly. So the Eagles do not get the football. On 1st and 10. Hogan stays on his feet. Fights inside the 35, close to the 34. Swarming defense by the Eagles.
I tell you, right now, I don't care what course this game follows or whether or not the Giants win it. Give credit to the coach, Ray Perkins. He has taken a bunch of no-names. They were crushed by the Jets in the final preseason game, 32-7. In New York, everybody expected the Jets to be the contender this year. This man is 1-1, and his team shows purpose and direction. To give the credit to Perkins.
2nd down and 8. The ball inside the 35, close to the 34-yard line. Sims to the air. Has the time. Fires out. It's to Mulledy, the tight end. And Mulledy struggles inside the 30 to the 29-yard line for a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Hit there by John Bunting.
And I'll tell you, John Bunting made a big play for the Eagles. It's a tough tackle to tackle a big tight end in the open field. If he misses the tackle, it's a long gainer.
I mentioned while you were down on the field with Dick Vermeil the strength in the Eagles linebackers and called Bunting the brains of them. He calls the defensive signals. He is remarkably astute in his anticipation, his ability to read tendencies.
The Giants offense, their best defense. The Eagles have not had the football, and half of the first quarter has expired. 3rd down and 4.
Look for the back of the tight end.
Fired incomplete, going to Mulledy over the middle. He's well covered there.
Well, the problem there, young Sims got rushed so bad by Carl Harrison, he had to let the ball go much before he would have liked to have done it.
That'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see Danella trotting out on the field once again. He's already hit from 50 yards out.
Yeah, you know now he can handle this distance nicely.
He was a very cheap 7th round pick. The Giants gave up a 7th round pick back in 76 for this youngster, coming from the Green Bay Packers, and he's been kicking well ever since. Scott Bruner again. Keep in mind, he's a quarterback. He is the holder. 47-yard attempt. Now this movement at the line of scrimmage.
This could be an interesting penalty, Giff.
As against the Eagles, it'll be a 1st down.
That's right.
You always go with that long count, hoping that the defensive unit will come off sides on either a punt or a field goal. You see it always now.
Well, the Eagles had one bad break that made the Danella field goal possible. Remember? Let's listen.
Offense. Somebody was trying to draw the ball.
This time the Eagles got the break, Frank. But when the Eagles thought they had the intercept, Johnny Shara And it was ruled incomplete. That's what enabled Dinello to kick the field goal.
The offensive center, 4th down. So it'll back Dinello up. We'll be kicking about 42 yards at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, which will mean about a 52-yard kick. Yep. But as you said last time, he could have made it from 60.
Again, Scott Bruner, young quarterback prospect, is the holder. 52-yard attempt.
And you look at the Eagles, they're not rushing everybody. They're keeping 3 men back for the fake.
Low and wide. And so the Eagles will have possession. Good field position will see their offense for the first time. And they will begin at their own 35-yard line. 7:17 remaining in the first quarter. Stay with us for more Giants-Eagles action. A football team without a lot of ice.
No, and that ice is on the right arm as far as Sims is concerned. It's the left arm, and he doesn't need the left arm. All he needs is that strong right one.
Meanwhile, Sims' counterpart, Ron Jaworski, and oh boys, he had a hot hand thus far this year. Last week against Minnesota, an overwhelming win, 20 of 26, 234 yards, 2 TDs. He brings the Eagles up. Over Montgomery, the single setback. And now Leroy Harris, number 20, adjusts with number 31, Montgomery. They'll be moving around a lot more than the Eagles have in the past. Play action. Carmichael, who could have extended his string of consecutive games with at least 1 catch. And he does not handle that ball as Jaworski, under pressure, dumps it out and really pays for it. Jaworski, as we mentioned, in there with Wilbert Montgomery, number 31, and Leroy Harris. Charlie Smith, 1 wide receiver, number 85. And, of course, the great one, Harold Carmichael. The tight end, Keith Krepley, seeing his first extensive duty tonight after having a shoulder separation some 6 weeks ago, and he's a fine tight end. And he has been ably replaced while he was hurt by John Spagnola. 2nd down and 10. Draw fake. Jaworski with the time, and he dumps it off to Leroy Harris, and a flag is down at midfield. Brad Van Pelt makes a stop short of the first down over at the 44-yard line, but again, a flag is down.
And I think it's going to be against Harry Carson of the Giants, but we'll see.
Harry Carson is an admittedly great player, but not playing up to his talent this year because of the presence of a youngster in front of him in the line. Explain what that means.
Well, you're talking about the defensive line, and it's so important to keeping the offensive lineman off the middle linebacker. I'm not sure that's the total reason, but the coaches do say that he is not playing anywhere near the level he played a year ago.
Jaworski and Carmichael.
It's a factor. It's a factor.
It is a factor. It is a factor. They're playing a defensive tackle, Curtis McGriffin, there, who played 4 years at Alabama. Well, he was there for 4 years, but Bear Bryant never played him down.
Never had a practice.
Discussion out there is whether or not to have the ball at 2nd down and 5 or 3rd down and 1. They have made their decision.
Defensive holding, number 10, 1st down.
Well, I don't know why that was discussed.
Yeah, defensive holding, no question.
Automatic
first down. McGriff never played a game, never participated in a practice. Perkins got a tip on him. Saw he's a strong kid, took a shot.
And he is big.
Big number 76 in defensive left tackle for the Giants. And the quick toss, this is Montgomery, a 1,500-yard gainer a year ago. And he immediately runs into number 70, Gary Jeter. Gary Jeter, part of that front four that we've been discussing a moment ago. 2 fine players on the outside. Brian Kelly making his first return after being hurt in the final preseason game. Giants with fine linebacking, and a pair of rookies back there in the secondary. As a matter of fact, Bud Hebert, slated to start at free safety tonight for the Giants, could not make it because of a rib problem suffered last week, and Don Harris, number 37, is a free safety for the Giants tonight. There was a loss of a yard, a 2nd down and 11. Eagles at their own 39-yard line. They're down by 3. Jaworski, Montgomery. And Montgomery's taken by Brad Van Pelt, a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
I meant what I said at the top of this telecast. Montgomery, in my book, is the most underpublicized great player in the National Football League. Fran and I thought he should have gotten the MVP in the Pro Bowl game last year. He can do everything.
Well, he's leading this team in receiving. He had 12 receptions coming into the game. The next nearest guy was 8. 80% of the time they run the ball, Montgomery runs the ball. That's why I mentioned it to Vermeil. His loss would be probably a greater loss than even Jaworski.
Out comes the tight end, Krepley. In comes Scott Fitzke, number 81. So we have 3 wide receivers for the pass-minded Philadelphia Eagles. This is complete, and it is good for the first down. And it's Montgomery who came out of the wingback slot and gets the first down inside the 45 of the Giants.
That's what we
Reese
need.
and Bud Hebert on the stops.
He's always there.
Good, smart football that needs a few yards. That halfback is one-on-one with the linebackers. You look at Wilbert Montgomery. He beat him and got the first down.
Coming off his best year thus far, after coming up as, that's hard to believe, as a 6th-round draft pick out of Abilene Christian. Didn't play all that much his rookie year, but then in '78 exploded for 1,200 yards. Last year over 1,500. And now has added the dangerous dimension of a pass receiver to his talents. Here he is on the run. Piled up after a gain of a yard and a half. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
And Curtis McGriff, the young man we were talking about, was in on that tackle, was the key person stopping Montgomery. Dick Vermeil. And if you want to know how this Philadelphia team was formed, 15 members of this team are past free agents. What does that tell you about the draft?
It tells you something about the coaching of Dick Vermeil and his staff also.
And director of player personnel called Peterson.
Ball at the 42 of the Giants in front. 3-0. 2nd down and 8 for the Eagles. Single setback. Wilbert Montgomery, and there are 2 tight ends in. Krepley and Spagnuolo. Look to Krepley. Had to lay it off, and now hangs it up for Krepley. And he takes it out of bounds, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Beasley Reese.
I tell you, Jaworski had forever to throw this ball.
He really did. He did it. He tried to go to Carmichael on a slant. He didn't like it. He pulls it down. He goes to the right guy, Krepley. He was wide open, but he didn't stay in bounds, and that is Krepley's fault. He had plenty of time to make the catch and stay in bounds, and he didn't.
And there is a flag down also. Discussion with the Giants, so we will assume will work against the Eagles.
They had two tight ends, 2 wide receivers in that formation, 1 back. What's the value of that, Francis?
Well, obviously, the one back being Montgomery, and it gives Montgomery the balance of running either to the right or the left because you've got a tight end on each side. Also, you've got 4 receivers up on the line of scrimmage who can pressure your defense quickly.
Okay.
No penalty on the play, so the Eagles will come up looking over a 3rd down and 8. The ball at the 42-yard line. Billy Campfield, number 37, is in the Eagles' backfield. Like Wilbert Montgomery, Campfield a good receiver. And the attempt was to over the middle, intended for Charlie Smith. The ball fluttering out of the hands of Jaworski. It'll be 4th down, and I would suspect we will see from this distance, well, we could see either the punter, Max Runniger, or possibly Tony Franklin. And Runniger comes out.
At this stage of the game, you could expect to see Runniger and the punt, because even for Tony Franklin, a truly great and the barefooted place kicker, it's a risk to give the Giants this kind of field position this early in the game.
There's Alvin Garrett, 25. After 2 games, he's averaging a little over 17 yards a return, leading all the punt return men in the NFL. The Eagles with their own long count, trying to get it into field goal area. Giants didn't bite, so Runniger kicks away, and he has caught a beauty. I believe, though, it goes into the end zone. It was so close. So the Giants will have the ball at the 20-yard line. Bill Sands, last-minute instructions from head coach Perkins. 3:39 remaining here in the first quarter. The Giants leading on a 50-yard field goal by Danella, 3-0. Back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Frank Gifford, Howard Cosell, Fran Tarkenton, watching one of the oldest rivalries in the history of the NFL, the Giants and the Eagles. The Eagles have won 9 consecutive times from the Giants. The Giants now 1st and 10. The ball at their own 20-yard line. They have a 3-0 lead, and Scott Laidlaw, 33, comes in motion. The quick toss to Mike Hogan. Hogan turns the corner against his former teammates, runs into Bill Berkey, picks up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
That's the time left. It's amazing. All right. Cleveland leading the Yankees 2-1 in the 6th inning. Barker has a no-hitter for Cleveland against the Yankees despite the run. And again, the score 2-1 in the 6th. Baltimore beating Boston 3-2. Pittsburgh leading Montreal 2-0. Phillies on a Mike Schmidt homer, tied with the Cardinals 1-1.
Getting the call is Scott Laidlaw. And Laidlaw sacked up as he moves out over the 25 to the 27, short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 3 in the backfield now. Bo Matthews, number 41, recently acquired from San Diego. Like Hogan, perhaps a better blocker than he is a running back, and now Hogan comes back in, number 35.
And there's no question, Howard, that the Giants have had problems with the running back position. You got to go and get Bo Matthews from San Diego, who has trouble with running backs. You pick up Laidlaw on waivers. You're not dealing with the full deck. You're not getting the best that you really would like to have back there.
Gray split to the right on the 3rd and 3. Sims with the rollout. Overthrows. Mike Hogan incomplete.
You're right, clearly, in what you said. The facts prove it. That's why you have to be so impressed with Perkins and with young Sims and what the Giants are doing. As you yourself noted, in their last defensive series, they took away the 2 great assets of the Eagles. They stopped Montgomery on the run.
And in the quick snap, Dave Jennings leading the NFL in punting after 2 games. Boots a beauty. Wally Henry takes it at the 19.
Oh, he's got
Henry gets a little bit of a picket line and moves it back out close to the 38-yard line. That was a 53-yard punt by Dave Jennings. Jennings, like Danello, giving the Giants good balance in the kicking area. We'll be back in a moment.
Here's Ben Crenshaw lining up his puck.
The Eagles have the football at their own 38-yard line. The Eagles with overwhelming victories in their first 2 outings. They beat St. Louis 41-35. They beat Denver 27-6, and then they beat Minnesota 42-7. They have been hot offensively on 1st and 10. Jaworski to the air. Smith is wide open. First down at the 39-yard line of the Giants.
I was mentioning, Frank, that they stopped Montgomery on the run in the prior defensive series, and they stopped Carmichael on the slant. Here's just the end of the play. The pass to Charles Smith of Grambling, one of those free agents that I talked about.
And a better play than you would think by Charles Smith. The ball was behind him. He was fading down the field. Wasn't an easy catch. He made the play and gave him a big first down and a long gainer.
And you saw the arm of Jaworski. Hung it on a string. The ball at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10, Montgomery. And Montgomery runs into Harry Carson, but surges forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
I really believe, Frank, good defenses take away what a team does best. And Howard's making the point. Montgomery running is their main weapon. Hitting Carmichael in slants is their next best weapon. They have taken away effectively both of those things, which makes Charlie Smith an important player tonight.
Right.
And Keith Kreftley an important player.
That's the answer, and not just Kreftley, but Spagnola. They're using the 1 back, the 2 tight ends, and the 2 wide receivers.
That's their set now as they come out looking over a 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 37-yard line of the Giants. Seconds ticking away here in the first quarter. Jaworski, screen, Montgomery. Carson drags him down short of the first down at the 33-yard line. Stopping the clock here in the first quarter was 1:07.
Well, I'll tell you, Carson may not have been playing up to his ability according to his coaches. But tonight, he's playing up to his ability. He's all over that field, and he's tackling sharply.
Well, I was down in the field this evening to look at Harry Carson. The Giants think not only do they have a chance to win, they think they can win. Now, the country may not think they can, but the players on the field think they most certainly can, and they're playing very well so far.
They got a tremendous lift when they got off with that big win over St. Louis. First game of the season, 41-35. They knew they had a quarterback that was going to be around for a while, a quarterback who could get it done in Phil Simms. On 3rd down and 3, Jaworski. Charlie Smith, easy first down close to the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 21.
Now, obviously, Fran Vermeil was prepared to use the 2 tight ends, the 2 wide receivers much of the night.
Charlie Smith took a pretty good blow there.
Was Mark
out of bounds.
Mark Haynes coming up, and that's been one of the problems. Mark Haynes, the rookie, #1 pick for Giants from Colorado, is laying off the receivers very deep, and this is what he did here.
But let's watch the hit to Mark Haynes. He's way off. Smith has got an easy first down. He rears back and really lets him have it.
hit him when he was out of bounds.
Well, it was, he came from down under to hit him.
Fitzke comes in for Charlie Smith. First down and 10. The pitch off Montgomery. And it's a reverse to Fitzke. He could get in. And he's piled up as he moves close to the 7-yard line by Don Harris. Flag is down.
And Brian Kelly is down also, Jeff. Brian Kelly is
hurt.
In real pain.
He's in pain.
And we probably have a clip.
Brian Kelly came into this game after being out for 3 weeks with a hyperextended knee. And he is the injured Giant.
Holding his left knee, Frank.
The foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, will go against the Giants.
No, it's right knee. Forgive me.
These kind of injuries happen on reverse plays because you start pursuing one way, they reverse the other way, you get blindsided, which he did in that particular instance.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 28. First down and goal.
Beasley Reese, the Giant, called for unsportsmanlike conduct, and Brian Kelly is coming off the field
but
without assistance.
But under his own power, as you just noted, and that's a good thing to see.
John Scorpan will replace Brian Kelly, number 57. We've already talked with him.
Normally from this position inside the 5, you'll run on first down. Let's see if he does what you would normally do.
First and goal.
He doesn't. He's got a touchdown.
Wide open is Montgomery. The Eagles take the lead with 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Montgomery puts it on the scoreboard as a receiver.
Here it is. The tendency to run on this position. They went against the tendency, caught the Giants in a corner blitz. Montgomery had nobody covering him.
Jaworski putting on the play action, holding the Giants. Montgomery wide open. And here will be Franklin for the conversion. John Shara, the holder. And as you can see, Franklin kicks with the bare foot. It's been his trademark. A great career at Texas A&M and now in the National Football League. So the Eagles have taken the lead, and the crowd roars their approval. Wilbert Montgomery, he can do it both ways now. Over 1,500 yards a year ago, 169 last week against Minnesota.
He is just a great player. They went back to 2 setbacks on the touchdown play. You notice, Fran? But what you're seeing tonight is a beautifully drilled team.
Well, it is. And Dick Vermeil really spends most of his time with the offensive team, and the defensive team is mostly coached by Marion Campbell, the old Swamp Fox, who at one time was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
And Vermeil helped so much on the offense with a fellow named Sidney Gilman.
Set to go. Franklin will kick off. Deep is Alvin Garrett. We take another look at Montgomery.
All the
congratulated by Jaworski.
All quarterbacks like a Wilbur Montgomery in your backfield. It takes the heat off of you.
High kick. Garrett from his 9-yard line. Reverses the ball, and it goes to Nate Johnson. He has great speed, but can he use it? And Johnson upended out of the 20-yard line. The Giants pulling out all the stops tonight.
They really are, for which, again, you have to give Perkins a lot of credit. He knows he doesn't have Philadelphia's personnel.
You do. Well, we hate to be redundant, but you notice the Eagles were not fooled. In many cases they would, but in this case they were not fooled, and they were ready for the reverse.
Don't forget, next Monday night, Denver visits the New England Patriots. The Pats, off their victory over Seattle, getting on track.
Hard to figure either team.
Yep.
They're both capable of great football.
30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Giants on first and 10. Hand off to Scott Laidlaw. Laidlaw tries to turn it inside and piled up there. And defensively, Jerry Robinson, who played his great collegiate career after being recruited by Dick Vermeil at UCLA. But he is going to be some great football player.
He really is. What range, what speed, Frank, for a linebacker.
Forced to play a little bit on the inside last year. That's really not his spot when Bill Berge was injured as the final seconds tick away in the first quarter. But Jerry Robinson is heading for superstardom in this league. Into the first quarter, and the Eagles take the lead 7-3. We'll be back in a moment. We begin the second quarter. The Giants have the football. 1st and 10. The ball at it's about the 2nd down and 9. The ball at the 21-yard line. Bill Sims. Perkins, Johnny Perkins out to the left. Ernest Gray, top of your screen. Those are the wide receivers. Sims. That's Perkins. And Perkins has the football for a gain of about 6. Herman Edwards corrals him there.
I'll tell you,
They
guys.
remember Herman Edwards. I'll tell you that. The Giants do.
You've got to remember Herman Edwards. As you look at the stats here, pretty even in total yards. Philadelphia with a slight edge. But getting back to Herman Edwards, 46, I don't know if there's a better man-on-man cover in football than Edwards, and not many people know that. He'll take that little out ball, and he'll take it the other way against you. I would not pick on Herman Edwards. I would go the other way.
I wouldn't fumble near him with only seconds left either. He'll pick it up and beat you.
3rd and 4. The ball just over the 25-yard line of the Giants.
He's going to have to go to the tight end on the back.
Sims fires complete, and is Perkins, and he has the first down out to the 33-yard line, and they'll mark it now over the 35. His progress there at the 36.
And you saw when he threw that ball, pass rusher all over him. At the very last second, he released that ball. Watch this, Fran.
Goes back in the pocket. They've got a prevent type defense. They were doubling both outside receivers.
Yeah, but a guy
So Perkins,
gets through.
watch here. He gets hit after he throws it. Perkins does the job of going back to the football and prevents an interception by Bernard Wilson. Good job by Perkins of beating the double coverage.
On the first down, this is Alvin Garrett, the little one from Angelo State, and he's piled up out close to the 40-yard line. Hit there by Bill Berge, sliding out defensively from his left inside linebacker position.
He's a slippery little cuss. San Diego does need running backs, as Fran said. I wonder why they let him go. There are the baseball scores. Suddenly, Boston goes ahead of Baltimore, 4-3 in the 7th. This is the first of 7 games still to be played between Boston and Baltimore. Montreal Titans are trailing 2-1. Fields and cards still nothing.
We might have a contact lens that has disappeared out on the field. We have an official's timeout.
Either that or it's Earl Campbell's bridge.
Charlie Johnson,
Still looking for that.
is the Eagle that's been shaken up. Timeout on the field. We'll be back in a moment. Nose guard Charlie Johnson has come off the field defensively for the Eagles. Came off without assistance. There he is. We will try and get a report on him. Meanwhile, the Giants move up to the line of scrimmage just inside their own 40-yard line. Phil Sims looks over 2nd down and 7. Play action again by Sims. All the time looking for a receiver, and Mulledy does not hold on, and he would add a first down at Eagles 42.
Yeah, it's too bad he dropped that ball. But if you remember our stats for the first quarter, the Giants had the ball for practically 10 minutes. The Eagles only for 5 as they recheck Charlie Johnson there. Check out his foot and maybe his ankle, too. The basic point is that the Giants are playing solid football. They're giving nothing away. And they are exercising excellent possession and control.
And so far, Phil Sims has had time to throw the football.
Yes, he has.
Offensive line protecting Sims. They'll be tested now on 3rd down and 7. Sims will have the first down as he gets out of trouble and goes to the ground at the 47-yard line. First down, Giants.
Smart kid. He's learned fast.
Right there, though, another dimension of Phil Sims that he first showed so very well, as you look at the graphic on him, so very well against the Los Angeles Rams last year in a winning effort out in the Coliseum, which is where the Rams played then. He really ripped them up carrying the football.
That's where he really proved, I think, Howard, Fran, where he was going to be a pro. He was hit, knocked out of that game, came back in, led the Giants to an upset win over the Rams a year ago, throwing 2 touchdowns in the process. On 1st and 10. Sims again. This time Mulledy holds on, has another first down inside the 35-yard line. And Bill Berge scrambling all over Mulledy, but Mulledy does get the first down.
These kids, relative unknowns as receivers, run remarkably disciplined patterns. Sims, given the time that he's getting, remains totally poised and extremely sharp. Net, They work together and they execute.
Well, remember a year ago, we covered the Washington Giant game. No protection for the quarterback. Tonight, Sims is getting time to throw it, and he can throw it given time.
Those patterns, a reflection of Ray Perkins, a pretty good receiver himself. On 1st and 10, Sims trying to get the ball to Gray, and Gray was well covered there by Randy Logan. 2nd down and 10 as Dinella warms up on the sidelines. He's already hit from 50 yards out. Eagles ahead 7-3.
That time there was grave danger of an interception, Frank. Logan had Gray, as you said, covered like a tent. Randy Logan, of course, Pro Bowl. Well, very
it also showed the inexperience of Sims here. He was looking at that receiver the entire time. He was covered the entire time. He needed to get off of him, and he never did, and it almost cost him an interception. But he's got another chance.
Nobody's perfect.
Gray goes to the right, Perkins to the left. 2nd down and 10. Draw play. Alvin Gary upended at the 35-yard line. Loss of a yard. Dennis Harrison submarining in there defensively for the Eagles. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
The development of Dennis Harrison has been one of the happy things for Dick Vermeil. 3rd-year man out of Vanderbilt. And he is the guy who has moved in ahead of Claude Humphrey, which takes a little bit of doing.
I mean to tell you, that Claude still plays a lot, but Harrison, they think, can be not a good defensive end. They think he can be a great defensive end.
Giants come up. They put Garrett in the slot at the top of your screen. Single setback is Mike Hogan. 3rd down and 11. That's Gray in motion. Sims fires in and out of the hands of Ernest Gray. Incomplete. Might have had a little too much on that. And we will see Dinella, I do believe.
Interesting thing, Giff, on passing situations, the Eagles are going to 4 down linemen to rush the passer out of the Houston Oilers. I haven't seen them do a lot of that in the past, but they're doing it tonight.
They can do that because of a man named Claude Humphrey. 4 solid defensive linemen. And Humphrey, of course, was not starting, but he came in a week ago and had got 3 sacks against Minnesota. The 13-year veteran Claude Humphrey. Okay, Dinella will give it a try. It'll be a 52-yard attempt. Scott Bruner, the holder. No. Trying to reach for that extra distance. The ball is low, and the Eagles will take over the football.
Well, the tough thing of that, Miss, the Eagles get the ball to the 35-yard line.
That's twice. They get excellent field position. Last time they capitalized and moved down to a score. Let's see if they can do it again. Frank?
Less than 11 minutes remaining in the first half, and we'll be back in Philadelphia in a moment. In Philadelphia, the Giants and Eagles meeting for the first time this season. Eagles have the football. They lead 7-3. 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Montgomery, 31. Leroy Harris, 20. Setbacks for the Eagles. Montgomery.
They got him cut off.
Down goes Montgomery, and up there quickly was Beasley Reese, one of the fine tacklers in that secondary. Led the Giants in tackles a year ago. And there will be a loss of 3.
That's a compelling graphic showing you what solid football the Giants, though trailing, are playing. Boston's moved ahead 5-3 over the Orioles in the 7th.
It's Marion Campbell in the middle of his defensive unit.
Cleveland leads 2-1 in the 8th. Bobby Brown with a double broke up the no-hitter of Barton.
Single setback is Montgomery. Carmichael in the slot with that big number 17 to the top of your screen. 2nd down, 13. Ball batted away. And it was Curtis McGriff.
Curtis McGriff
placed a big hand on it. We have been told the Bear Bryant has called our producer, Bob Goodrich, and our director, Chet Forty, and said that indeed Curtis McGriff had started for him at Alabama, and if indeed it was the Bear, well then the Bear,
we take
right.
his word. But the Giants told us today that McGriff had never started, hadn't even participated in practice. You confirm this, Francis?
That is exactly what
Do you
they told
confirm this, Frank?
Oh, yes. I also question at 6'5", 270 pounds, if he were a starter for Alabama, why he was not drafted. 3rd down, 13. The Brasky again being pursued by McGriff, and he has to throw it away.
And that should have been a penalty, friends, because the nearest receiver was number 50, and that's the center, Guy Morris. That is intentionally grounding the ball. It's a judgment call by the official, but there was no receiver around.
A great defensive series for the Giants, and before we're done with McGriff, he will have become the greatest alumnus in the history of Alabama.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you what he's done. He's big, but he has shown tremendous quickness. He's chased down sweeps. He's gone back and gotten penetration and knocked down passes. And the Giants are hanging in there. And when you got a team like the Giants in a game like this, the longer they hang in the chance to win, boy, I'm telling you, they can surprise and come up with a big play to win.
We had a quick look at Alvin Garrett. He's been spectacular returning punts for the Giants against Cardinals and Washington. Runninger is set to punt on 4th down from Philadelphia. Runninger. It doesn't turn over, but it drives McGriff to his own, or rather Garrett to his 23-yard line. And Garrett out to the 34, tackled by Frank LeMaster there. The Giants will have good field position. 9:12 remaining here in the first half as Alvin Garrett puts the Giants on their own 34-yard line. We'll be back. The Phillies and the Eagles have really turned on this town, this city of brotherly love. As Howard mentioned at the top of the show, the Phillies right in there battling. And Eagle fans are thinking in terms of Super Bowl in football and World Series in baseball.
If when you look at this first play on this series, the Giants have been most successful on first down, faking the run and throwing the ball. Let's see if they do that.
Danny Pittman, number 82, comes in for the Giants at wide receiver. First and 10, the Giants are their own 34, and down goes Mike Hogan. Defensively,
Claude Humphrey.
It was Claude Humphrey.
And they should have faked the run, Howard, and thrown the ball.
They really should have.
There's a man who was going to quit football a couple of years ago. Marion Campbell came to the Eagles and talked him into coming back. And he has really given them a lift for the past couple of years.
I tell you, Studs Terkel, who is a great chronicler of the people of this country, has a piece in his new book with Claude Humphrey that's enormously revealing. Shows you the intelligence of the man and the sensitivity of the man.
He sacks the Giants for a loss of 5. It'll be second down and 15. Giants back at their own 29. Sims dancing out of trouble, looking for a receiver. Strong arms it deep downfield, but wisely throwing it away. It'll be 3rd and 15. Good coverage back there by the Eagles.
As you saw, Sims motioning for his receivers to come back. When a quarterback is scrambling like that, the receivers cannot continue to run down the field. They've got to rally back towards the quarterback. His receivers did not rally back to him, and he's talking to him now. He said, guys, I need help.
Well, that's what happens with youngsters.
You were lucky. You had John Gilliam, Sammy White, and you also had Ahmad Rashad. Pittsburgh now ahead 4-1. The Phils leading the Cardinals 2-1 in the 7th. There is joy in Philadelphia at this moment.
3rd and 15.
When you want the coach to send the play in.
Perkins to the left, Gray to the right. Sims holds it to the last moment and hits Perkins. And he does not hold on. Incomplete. It would have been a first down.
I'll tell you, the kid made some kind of throw under pressure there.
He really did. And Perkins made a decent catch, but then Herman Edwards, your guy, really racked him up.
All right, it's a curl. But now Perkins should stop and come back towards the ball. He's doing that. He's doing that. Edwards is on him. He's got him beat. He should have made this catch.
It wasn't the hit. He just did not have the hands for it. Dave Jennings comes in. Wally Henry drops for Philadelphia on 4th down. There's Henry. Dangerous return man. Doesn't turn over. It'll be a short kick, and Henry scrambles for it. It takes an Eagle bounce out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So the Eagles will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 32. A reminder, NCAA college football in a rare early season showdown between two unbeaten powerhouses, and that'll be at 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central, 10:30 Pacific time. Nebraska at Penn. Eagles 1st and 10. They mark it at the Eagles 33-yard line. The Eagles with a 7-3 lead. Inside handoff, big hole, Harris. And Leroy Harris exploits a big hole in the Giants line inside the 45-yard line. Terry Jackson made the save for the Giants.
That's the interesting thing about Harris as you look at the low-angle replay, and Fran fills you in on it.
Well, here he goes. Leroy Harris going to buzz through. As we said, they're trying to stop Montgomery. They have. You've got to go to your alternate back. They do.
They're going to bring it back, however, as the flag is down.
Boy, this is a big penalty.
Yes, it is. Tough break for them. But I was going to say that Harris is remarkably good. Not that tough, as we see.
Delay, spiking the ball, number 31 of the offense.
Well, I haven't seen this before. I knew the rule was in there.
Yep.
Spiking the ball, delaying in the game. It's trying to get rid of a little of the showmanship, I guess. Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah.
they get the first down at midfield.
But what it is, the clock wasn't stopped. When they spiked the ball, it does delay the game. I've seen it called a few times. It's a good call.
Ball just into Giant territory, 1st and 10. Harris probably hadn't ran that far in so long. Got carried away with it. Montgomery. That's back to the left. I'll tell you, nobody cuts back like this man. That yardage, as you said, Fran, on his own. It'll be 6 yards. 2nd down and 4. The ball at the 44 of the Giants.
Now suddenly that Eagles offensive line is taking charge. The first time this game that they're busting through. What I was going to say about Harris, he has a great capacity for the quick burst and going the whole distance. He won a game for Miami against Baltimore when he was with the Dolphins just that way.
Ball at the 44-yard line. Carmichael split to the right. Jaworski fires to Smith, and Smith holds on after a vicious tackle that takes him at the 22-yard line.
This free agent looks better and better, Fran.
Well, I'm so impressed with what the Eagles are doing. They're obviously trying to take Carmichael away. Carmichael's not caught a pass tonight. Here's Charlie Smith. He's got man-on-man coverage. That's what you want. It's the best you can get. In fact, I don't even see the man anywhere near him. Mark Haynes, he's got an easy reception, an easy throw. And they're on the move.
They have the first down at the Giants' 22-yard line. A tackle by Don Harris covering, we suspect, for the rookie Mark Haynes. Mark Haynes, starting a right cornerback for the Giants, missed a lot of the preseason work that he needed so desperately. Charlie Smith in motion. Play action. This is Carmichael's first reception, and he keeps his string alive. Now look at the big man. He'll get in. Carmichael from 22 yards out, and you can see all-pro all over this man and future Hall of Fame.
That is really something to see a man 6'7" or 6'8", move like a man 5'10". He'll have a low angle look here. It's a quick screen out to fakes the run. You'll see the lineman move out to the side of the screen to get in front of Carmichael. Watch his feet. He runs like a small man here. Look at the cut. Picks up his blockers. And he runs with some power also as he just bulls his way over the goal line.
He just flat adds an extra dimension to the passing game. Tony Franklin for the conversion. Eagles extending their lead over the Giants. And there was a movement. Snapping ball for the Eagles. Guy Morris really got rippled. The flag is down.
I tell you, it was great on that Carmichael run. 76, Jerry Sizemore.
He was out there, and old folks, Woody Peoples was out there helping out, too.
Peoples has been another free agent, by the way. San Francisco had given up on him.
Well, the Minnesota...
Well, incidentally, is the 115th consecutive game in which Carmichael...
73, the defense will be penalized in the following.
In which Carmichael has caught at least one pass. That is remarkable. It's also his birthday. Happy birthday, Harold.
Going back to Woody Peoples, the Vikings cut Woody Peoples in 1966, and he was waived from the Vikings and went on to San Francisco.
The Eagles move out on top, 14-3. Extra effort by Harold Carmichael. A 22-yard screen to the flanker that Carmichael turned into an Eagles touchdown. Eagles on top. We'll be back in a moment. The Eagles looking for their third win of this young season. Giants penalized 5 yards for that personal foul preceding the conversion. So the Eagles will kick from the 40-yard line as we look at Tony Franklin. Deep is Alvin Garrett for the Giants. Franklin should be able to put this one out of the end zone. Instead of deep, and Garrett will take the kickoff from the 2. And up in it as he crosses over the 12-yard line. Hustling down there, Thomas Brown, a rookie out of Baylor for the Philadelphia Eagles. If the Eagles could pull off a win tonight, and they're leading 14-3, it'll be the first time since 1954 they have won their first 3 games.
That is an amazing statistic. It really is.
And by the way, they did not win the division that year.
And you think about they won the championship in 1960, and they didn't win the first 3 that year.
And they had not been in the playoffs. Dick Vermeil arrived, and Vermeil, of course, took them to the playoffs in 1978. Giants 1st and 10. Laidlaw in motion. Single setback is Hogan. He gets the call. Out over the 15-yard line, close to the 17 for a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Giff, I want to talk about the pressure on the young quarterback Sims. There's never been a great quarterback who didn't play on a great team. A kid like him, he's got to carry this team. He's got to play great every game. He's got to just have a super performance. Now his team is 14-3 down. He has no running game. His receivers hadn't caught the ball for him. It's a struggle, but he's doing all right.
Giants put Gray out to the left. Johnny Perkins out to the right. That's Alvin Garrett. Adjusting, number 25. Complete to Mulledy, and he has the first down. And Mulledy hurdles one Eagle, gets out close to the 34-yard line, up into there by Bill Berkey.
This is a very important series of downs as you look at Harold Carmichael. Happy birthday, buddy. Because they're still in this ball game.
Oh, absolutely they are.
If they can make it go now, it'll restore their confidence. They are young.
They have not played badly. They're in the game, and if Sims can generate a little drive here for them, they go out of the half in good shape.
The first down is marked at the 32-yard line. Laidlaw in motion. Sims back to the air. Laidlaw. And Laidlaw moves along the sideline, short of the first down, getting close to the 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and a long 3. This play is, of course, called down from the coaching staff up above. And then Don Perkins sends it in by a messenger. This time Alvin Garrett brings the play to Phil Sims.
And that was a good controlled pass. They're going to have to control the ball with the passing game. They're not going to run against this team. And that's the kind of play you need to complete.
Remember, they only have 2 timeouts left. They gave away one earlier when Ernie Gray lined up wrong.
2nd down, long 3. The ball at the 39-yard line for the Giants. Handoff is Hogan. Hogan has the first down, getting out to the 47-yard line, perhaps the 48, taken there by Bernard Wilson and Herman Edwards. And the Giants showing their composure that while we were away in commercial, we were really questioning. It's a young team, and the Eagles, with their fine offensive reputation, coming in, and the Giants have come back and they moved the ball close to midfield.
And so often offensive linemen don't get a call, but that time number 68, J.T. Turner, the right guard, led around and provided the key block for that 6 or 7 yard pickup by Hogan.
Giants at their 47 with the 1st and 10. Sims again, the blitz is on, he stays in, tries to go deep, intended for Perkins, and just overthrown. But good pass protection, and Sims is down, shaken a little bit, but the Eagles were in a full blitz.
And again, if he could have held the ball a little longer, which the rush didn't allow him to do that, he would have had a chance to hit the long ball.
Well, he was working against the kid, Reinhold Young, the #1 draft choice.
It's tough being a young quarterback.
You see that face? Took him taking a deep breath. He had the breath pounded right out of him.
That is not easy.
Stuck his head back in there.
It'd be a lot easier if he was playing on Pittsburgh, though.
A lot of character to play that spot. 2nd down and 10. Sims with the running room, and he dives at midfield after a gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
I like the way he puts himself down in a hurry.
Absolutely.
Studying Doug Williams.
Well, you know, for years, Burt Jones tried to take on those big linebackers and run over them, and Burt Jones has missed the last 2 years with injuries. You don't stay around long trying to run over linebackers from the quarterback position.
Who has the finest rushing average, better even than Jimmy Brown in his whole career in the National Football League? Midland 6 yards per carry.
Bronco Nagurski.
No.
Third down, long 7. Ball right at midfield. Bobby Douglas. Sims going out to Garrett. Garrett well covered, incomplete.
You know who does, Fran?
No, I really don't.
Fran Tarkenton.
Really?
Yes.
It all happened in the first 5 years, I'll tell you.
Well, you've also had more interceptions than Nagurski.
That is true.
Dave Jennings. The punt for the Giants. Wally Henry drops to the 10-yard line. Is that really true? I guess.
Yes.
Oh, and Jennings has hit a marvel. Moving into the end zone. 50-yard punt that will be marked following the touchback at the 20-yard line. And the Eagles, who looked like they had pulled it all together on offense in their last drive, will have possession there. 2:24 remaining here in the first half. Jaworski gets final instructions from his bench and moves into the huddle. Ron Jaworski came to the Eagles back in '77 as a free agent in exchange for the rights to tight end Charlie Young, now playing well for the 49ers, I might add. Other troubles with the Rams. They've gone James Harris, Pat Hayden, unhappy with it. And he's found a home under Dick Vermeil here in Philadelphia.
And with 2:24, he has a chance to get the team down the field for a field goal or touch, but he doesn't want a big mistake here.
Draw play. Montgomery. Watch out.
Watch out.
Montgomery taken by Beasley Reese. Bobbles the ball, flags are down, and they're going to mark it at the 36-yard line. Eagles ball.
They did not make a mistake.
Could have been a face mask.
They did not, and that's a pretty safe play. You can hand to your back to go 60 yards or 50 yards down the field. I think it was a face mask. That's what I'm saying. You can take the pressure off your quarterback, Howard, when you can hand it to a back who can get that for you. Watch this. It's a simple draw play. Quarterback doesn't have to work too hard. He runs 4 yards back and hands off. He's got a big hole, and then Wilbur Montgomery does his thing. Watch this cut back here to get a few extra yards and almost break it.
You see the face mask. Beasley Reese
And really,
saving the touchdown.
yeah, if he, that cut, if he doesn't get the face mask, he may score. He didn't get it. That's dangerous. That's a good penalty.
And there's a little note of thanks to be sent by Wilbert Montgomery to Guy Morris, number 50, who made the block that sprung it.
That's a good call. You're right.
Against Harry Carson.
Now it's getting serious.
First and 10, Eagles. Ball just inside the Giants' 21-yard line. Single setback. That's Louis Giamono.
He's got Carmichael by himself.
Firing intended for Smith. He was well covered, and Jaworski puts it in the ground. Montgomery, a 45-yard pickup, getting a breather on the sideline. I don't think he was shaken up at all.
The Giant cornerbacks are playing so far off of these receivers.
They really are.
He can throw to the outside receivers anytime he wants on quick outs. Well, he didn't throw this like he wanted to. The ball goes down there. He knows as soon as he threw it that, oh, I don't like that.
Another demonstrative, part of Jaworski. Montgomery comes back in. He'll be the single setback. Carmichael, top of your screen. Out there with Charlie Smith, both wide receivers. Draw play. Works again. Montgomery almost breaks it off. Inside of the 15 to the 13. It'll be third down and 4. And there is the 2-minute warning. Eagles driving once again. We'll be back with more football after this message. It's from the National Football League. Back at Veterans Stadium, the Eagles driving again, 2 minutes remaining in the first half. They have a third down, a long 3, the ball at their 13-yard line, and of course they're on top 14-3.
Frank, in this situation, I think as a quarterback's looking at it, you've got to think you've got 2 downs to make the first down. It's a good time to run the football. If you get 2 yards, 2.5 yards on fourth down, you try again.
Look at that, Fran. The Giants have had the ball twice as much. But I tell you, Vermeil is some kind of genius. He's still using the 2 tight ends, the 2 wide receivers. 88 Spagnuolo of Yale got off some block on that last draw play.
Now he goes back to the regular pro set. Montgomery 31, Leroy Harris, number 20 in there.
They're moving around.
There's a lot more movement this year than they did a year ago.
He's going to throw it.
Play action. Flag is down, and we're going to have defensive interference is going to go against Haynes. He was working against Charlie Smith, and he was all over Charlie Smith. Mark Haynes, the defensive #1 draft pick at cornerback for the Giants.
It's academic.
Pisarcik must feel good to be on the Eagles. Edwards can't plague him anymore. Neither can Charlie Johnson.
We saw the preliminary indication. It'll be defensive holding against the Giants. It'll be first down and goal inside the 5, close to the 2.
Out comes Montgomery. In comes 88, the second tight end.
Defensive holding, number 36. First down and goal.
Mark Haynes, the rookie cornerback of the Giants.
If they go in here, it gets serious, guys.
First and goal.
And they got the double tight end, which gives them the option of going either left or right here. They don't have to go against an overshift.
Leroy Harris. Harris breaks away.
Oh, yes.
Gets into the end zone. He broke the tackle by Scorpan. He broke the tackle by Don Harris. Great effort by the part of Leroy Harris. The Eagles are on the scoreboard again.
Simply sensational.
Well, you say you got to have great blocking. Look at this. There was no blocking. He's hit by 2 guys, 3, 4 guys.
And he
Leroy
still
Harris
got in.
gets into the end zone.
He always could run. Shula dumped him because he had a propensity for the costly fumble.
Well, I'll tell you, great backs break tackle. And he broke tackle.
Leroy Harris, 2.5 yards the hard way. Out comes Tony Franklin for the conversion. And again, Guy Morris gets pounded. Flags fly once again. He's got to be moving a finger or something.
You know, as we watch the Eagles and we watch the referee discussing this, we're seeing, guys, about as good a football team as is playing at this time of the year. I don't think any team was playing.
Center, the offense.
They got Morris this time.
Nobody's playing better football right now.
Not even the Steelers, who blew one yesterday with their many turnovers. I think you're right. Right now, they're playing as well as anybody.
There's 2 Eagles that both have put on spectacular plays for touchdowns.
The other two teams we could talk about playing maybe equally as good are the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions, who are both 3-0.
Oh, you're all in the NFC. I'll give you San Diego. I'll give you Buffalo.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
They're all doing all right.
Shar will hold. Conversion attempt from the 14-yard line. It's good. Eagles out on top, 21-3. Philadelphia Eagles coming in tonight. 2 wins. A decisive win over Denver, 27-6. They beat Minnesota last week in a romp, 42-7. Coming off 11-5 season of a year ago. They beat the Bears in the playoffs and then lost to Tampa Bay 24-17.
Oh, the Yankees have rallied. Scored 3 in the 8th. They lead Cleveland 4-2. Boston leading 5-3 over Baltimore. National League, Pittsburgh ahead of Montreal by 3 in the 8th. The Cards have tied the Phils. That lessens the joy in Quaker City. Should the Yankees win and Baltimore lose, the Yanks will be 5 games ahead.
Dick Vermeil came to the Eagles in '76 after 2 superb years with UCLA, culminated, of course, by an upset win of Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. And he has done nothing but turn this franchise around. Franklin will kick off. Garrett standing at his goal line. Franklin booms one to the goal line. Garrett slides in behind the wedge. Enough ended as he gets out to the 20-yard line. Roy Nell Young, #1 draft pick for the Eagles, in on the stop. Wilbert Montgomery does it all now for the Eagles. The quiet one has very little to say. 6th-round draft pick out of Abilene Christian.
If the Eagles have gone 68 yards in 4 plays for 1 touchdown, 80 yards in 5 plays for another touchdown, 62 yards in 6 plays for another touchdown. Pretty good performance.
Giants 1st and 10, their own 20-yard line. They have 2 timeouts. Laidlaw in motion. Sends, dumps it off to Mike Hogan. And Hogan bowls his way out over the 25 to the 27. It'll be a gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. Bill Berge on the stop. We've given Bill Berge a couple of calls, and I, quite frankly, when I talked with him and saw him up at New England Howard in the exhibition game we did with you two, Fran, I think he was so down on himself then, and just great to see this great football player motoring around out there, making tackles, being a part of this club. Bill Berge on second and 3. Perkins open, bobbles the ball, and is picked off. Herman Edwards takes it out of the hands as it was bobbled by Johnny Perkins.
And the quarterback gets credit for an interception. Sims threw an absolutely perfect pass.
That's right.
Perkins did not come up with a catch for the second time tonight.
2 key muffs by Perkins, who does not apparently have good hands. And Herman Edwards around the ball again. He plagues the Giants.
Well, you watch Sims here. Bradshaw throws passes like this. He's got a stalwart and Swan to catch, which makes him a great quarterback. Sims cannot do it any better than this.
Right in there.
That's what he gets paid to do, is catch the ball. And Edwards is alert, makes the interception.
And the Eagles have the football at the Giants' 48-yard line. They have 1 minute remaining here in the first half. They have all of their timeouts.
Put on a happy face.
Well, they can do it again here.
Oh, you know that Jaworski will be gunning for it. Out into the flat, it goes to Kreppley. He stops the clock as he goes out of bounds inside the Giants' 45-yard line. Score man over there defensively. Gain of 4. It'll be second and 6.
Yeah, interesting formation there. They put Wilbert Montgomery, their great running back, out as a flanker that time with a single back setup, and he ran a beautiful pattern and was open if Jaworski wanted to choose him. That's some versatile back. The Vikings were able to do that with Chuck Foreman. He's one of the few backs I've ever seen could come out of the backfield as a flanker and run patterns as good as the outside receivers could. Montgomery looks the same way.
Kreppley out. Scott Fitzke, a second-year wide receiver from Penn State in there. The 3 wide receivers, Fitzke, Smith, and Carmichael. Second down, long 6. Jaworski firing in the general area of Scott Fitzke, incomplete. It'll be third down, 6.
That's the first really bad pass Jaworski has thrown.
Well, it was the only wrong person he's thrown to. His selection is usually perfect, of knowing who to throw the football to. That time he did go to the right person. He went to the guy with the double coverage. You want to go to the guy with a single coverage.
You saw Jaworski looking to the sidelines. The Eagles have a way of flashing their plays to their quarterback. They often send them in, but if they do not want to substitute, they can flash the play that they want run to Jaworski. That's what happened on this play. Third down, long 6. Ball at the 44-yard line of the Giants. 48 seconds remaining in the half.
Now,
going for Carmichael, and it'll be picked off.
he's got to run it out.
There by number 46, that's Mike Dennis, the rookie out of Wyoming, and he could have stayed in there. His momentum took him into the end zone, and it would have been a touchback, but he runs it out over the 25. Well, that's one of the things that a rookie probably gave it a little thought. Now, can I do this or can't I do it?
Yeah, you could see him hesitate, and he was confused about the rule himself.
Let's watch this.
Watch this.
You're right, Giff. I'm not sure he did have to come out. I know that.
You see him?
That
you see him right there?
Yeah, that would have been a judgment thing. Giff had a point. It was the momentum of the ball that took him in, but it took him in 4 yards.
He's right. If he puts the ball, touches it down, it's a touchback. Momentum took him in.
Hey, the Giants dodge a bullet with 34 seconds remaining here in the half. They're down 21-3. That could have been the exterminator. First and 10. Ball at their own 26-yard line. Here comes Mike Hogan. And Hogan out close to the 30-yard line and popped there by Bill Berge. Gain of about 3. It'll be second down and 7. You know, seconds ticking away inside 20.
Not only is Berge coming off the tough injury of a year ago, as we see him there, but you see in the graphic, Bill Berge's now 35 years old. There are not many linebackers playing in this league at 35.
And not that have undergone extensive ligament surgery on their knee, as was the case with Bill Berge. He has just done it on sheer desire and character and strength. He's a remarkable man. There's the gun, and we'll be ready for our halftime highlights after this message and a word from our local station. Stay with us. More of the Giants and Eagles coming. Here in Philadelphia tonight, in the final seconds of the first quarter, the Eagles were down 3-0. Jaworski on first and goal hits Wilbert Montgomery, and the Eagles took the lead. And then a little later on, Jaworski looking for Harold Carmichael. Carmichael with his catch in this game to make 115 consecutive games. He's caught at least one pass, and he moved it in from 22 yards out, much of it on his own. Good block, Guy Morris, and the Eagles had extended their lead to 14-3. Then Leroy Harris, watch this. Gets through Harris. Then he gets through Scorpan and Carson, and he just battles his way into the end zone, and the Eagles have a 21-3 lead. So there have been conversation at halftime by both coaching departments. Those are your halftime statistics. Philadelphia, who really didn't do a thing in the first quarter, rolled up 213 yards in the first half to the Giants' 152. To the Giants' credit, Phil Simms had several passes dropped that could have been caught, that could have changed the complexion of this game.
Yes, but look at the time of possession. That's the beauty to what Philadelphia did. They used their limited time with magnificent effectiveness. The amazing thing about this Eagles team, Frank, is nobody's played them close yet. And the Giants, I think you'll agree, are playing as well as their personnel basically would allow.
You know, they didn't beat bad teams. Denver, they trounced 27-6. Denver came back the next week and beat Dallas. They beat Minnesota last week, and Minnesota bounced back and beat Chicago last week.
You know, interesting thing about the first half, the Eagles drove 68, 80, and 62 yards. The most plays they used in any drive was 6 plays. That's maximum production out of a minimum number of plays.
Onside kick once again by the Giants.
Good kick.
And there's a scramble for it.
I think they got it again.
I think the Giants might have got it again. They're saying they do. And this will be twice that the Giants have pulled on the onside kick. The ball, of course, had to travel 10 yards before a Giant could get it, and they have the ball.
This is not an onside kick. It's a little soccer kick right over the front line into the empty space down there. Hard to handle. The Giants are alert. Get the ball. The last time the Giants did this, they had a 3-0 lead. They didn't get a first down. They missed the field goal, and that was, for the Giants, a real turning point, Howard. When you get these kind of chances, you've got to capitalize on them and get some points.
That time it was Beasley Reese that took it away.
Well, I think it's terrific that Perkins has tried it twice, gotten away with it twice. He's trying to get everything he can through the element of surprise out of his people, whose talents are more limited than the opponent.
Needs to throw the ball right here off a play pass action. Let's see if he does it. He needs that.
First and 10 at the Eagles 30.
Got his tight end.
And Mulledy has the ball, and he's inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Another Giant first down there. Frank LeMaster made the stop, and there is the man who picked up that ball, Beasley Reese.
He made the big play, and so many times when you make a big play like this, the team is disjointed. The team that gave up the onside kick. The Giants threw the ball. It's what they should have done. They've got to attack now. They've got to go in. If they do, they're back in this game.
Mulledy at tight end with his first start, 5 receptions, 55 yards. Garrett is in motion. Simms fires, complete to Ernest Gray, and Gray turns on the speed and gets down inside the 10-yard line, close to another first down. Roynell Young made the stop for the Eagles, but it'll be a first down and goal, I believe. It's very close.
And did you see Phil Simms in, Howard? He scanned the field. He looked right. He looked in the middle. He looked left and found Ernest Gray. He went to really his 4th receiver there, which tells you the offensive line did their job.
Which is true. Yes, and that's true, but he did get late rushes, and he held together.
Oh, yeah. The kid can play. No question about that.
There is the measurement.
Really, this measurement would be better for the Giants if it was a little bit short. Gives them an extra down.
That's the situation they'll have.
That's to their advantage. Gives them an extra down inside the 10-yard line.
Give him credit for coming right out this way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like this.
You saw a man looking on at that measurement. He's the veteran Jim Clack, who came from Pittsburgh in '78. He didn't play a lick during preseason. Hyperextension of his knee. Had not played at all. Went into the opening season game against St. Louis. Went the entire way. Finally collapsed because of the heat. And he went the entire way a week ago against Washington.
Good percentage play here. You got 2nd and 1 inside the 10. You got 3 downs to make the first down. Here's a chance to fake the run and try to get the touchdown. Be a very good call at this point.
Throw the quick flat pass.
Simms stats on the night. They should be better.
Don't throw it in traffic in the middle. Would you?
No, I like to see him fake to the fullback and throw out to the halfback, or in the flat, or throw out to the tight end in the flat.
Second down, you saw how much. Laidlaw in motion. Hogan.
Well, they didn't listen.
No, not.
Battles for the first down. Piled up there. Dennis Harris in the bottom of that pile. Defensively for the Eagles, they are Harrison, Johnson, Hairston. The front three linebackers are Bunting, Berge, LeMaster, and Robinson.
The problem, even if he runs and makes this first down, you're not going to run for 7 yards very often against the Eagles in this situation. If he scores a touchdown, which he desperately needs to do, he's going to have to throw the football for it.
Out come the sticks again.
They'd be better off to miss it again, really. They didn't.
First down and goal to go. The ball inside the 9-yard line of the Eagles.
Yankees beat the Indians 4-3. Boston still leading Baltimore.
I still like the pass, Howard, right here. I still like it.
Harkins out to the left, number 86, top of your screen. Ernest Gray to the right. Here comes Laidlaw. Laidlaw struggles down close to the 7-yard line, where it'll be second and goal. Scott Laidlaw again came to the Giants after having been a 14th round draft pick of the Cowboys at 75, backup man there, but he had a couple of big games as a starter for Washington over the years.
Bucks beat Montreal. Phils lead the Cards. Should the Phils win, they go into first place by a half game over Montreal.
Second down and goal. The young Giants could get back into this game. They trailed 21-3.
Now it's a must-pass situation, and the Eagles know it. Be a tougher deal.
Motion is Laidlaw. Sams overthrows Mullady, but he was well covered by John Shira.
He sure was.
Axis Bernard Wilson, and out there he was right on him.
And now out comes the Eagles specialty unit, anticipating the pass on third down and goal. There's Bernard.
Yep, they've gone in with 6 defensive backs. They brought an extra pass rusher. They brought Big Claude Humphrey in. Not much room down there to throw the ball now. Your best percentage down here at this point is the tight end or possibly a running back.
Gray is right. Perkins is left. The tight end to the right, number 81. Garrett in motion.
No.
In and out of the hands of Mike Hogan. It'll be fourth down.
Bad selection by the rookie, or by the second-year man, because if he'd have completed the pass, he still wouldn't have had a touchdown.
And the Giants trot out Joe Donella.
Yeah, it's another big opportunity blown.
Keep in mind the quarterback, Scott Brunner, the rookie quarterback out of Delaware, is the holder. And the Giants down 21-3. Well, they might think in terms of chancing a possible fake.
I think they've run out of soccer-style kicks for kickoffs.
They may fake it, but the Eagles, as you see the defensive back standing up back there, are prepared for the fake. If they do, I don't think it'd be successful.
25-yard attempt.
Good Lord.
He missed. This is wide.
That hurt.
And Donella does not believe that he has missed from 25 yards out. But the Eagles will have the football when we come back at their own 20-yard line. The Giants, no points.
He's still in the ball game.
He really works the game. Eagles first and 10, their own 20-yard line. And out to the 25-yard line goes Wilbur Montgomery. A pickup of 5. It'll be second down and 5.
He really chews up yardage. The beauty to Vermeil is he wants great people on his coaching staff. He's not afraid, unlike some other coaches around.
That's a good point. I want to talk about that in a minute. That is an excellent point. He has a wonderful staff.
Jaworski has Carmichael to the left, Charlie Smith to the right. Quick draw play. Montgomery piled up. The loss of about a half a yard.
Howard, here's an interesting thing.
McGriff, there's the tackle. Did he play for Bear Bryant, Frank? Give me the word.
Oh, he did play for Bear Bryant. And the Bear says he started, he started.
I want to talk about the Eagles' defense one more time, coached by Marion Campbell. In 3 games to this point, they've only given up 1 touchdown and 3 field goals. In one of those 3 games, they played against a very high-powered offense in Minnesota, gave them only 7 points.
On 3rd down and 6, the wide receiver, Scott Fitzke, comes in. 3 wide receivers for the Eagles now. The tight end is out. Jaworski tries to go to Giamona. It was John Scorpan out there with him, and the Eagles will have to turn it over.
Well, that's a good defensive series for the Giants. They're keeping them in.
Yeah, they didn't knuckle under merely because they failed to score.
That's right.
There's developing character in that team despite their limited personnel.
Alvin Garrett positions himself at the Giants' 32-yard lines. Max Runninger comes on to punt for Philadelphia. This one off, and they're going to get a 5-yard penalty. Just beat the 30-second clock.
Got a chance to run.
Gets called for and made at the 43-yard line. Good play by little Alvin Garrett. They're going to mark it at the 44-yard line. He had to sprint upfield, give the fair catch signal, and he comes up with the football. And the Giants will have good field position once again. 10:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back. Back in Philadelphia, Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Fran Tarkenton watching the young Giants against the methodical Eagles. The Eagles looking to go 3-0 on this young season. They haven't been able to do that since 1954. The Giants trying to get back in it. They pulled all the strings loose tonight. They have a 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Sims complete to Scott Laidlaw. And Laidlaw is out close to a 1st down near the 46-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. I think we'll probably have a measurement. It'll give us a chance to say we'd like to welcome those of you watching tonight on WQOW-TV Channel 18 in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. That's our newest ABC affiliate. Welcome aboard.
I remember Eau Claire very well. I once went there with Vince Lombardi. When the Pack was in its heyday, that team belonged not to Green Bay, not to Milwaukee. It belonged to Appleton, to Racine, to Ashland, to Sheboygan. That team belonged to that state.
But Eau Claire, Wisconsin is closer to the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul than Green Bay, and they may have more Viking fans there than Packer fans.
That only happened after Vincent T. departed.
1st and 10. The Giants inside the 46-yard line of the Eagles. And off to Bo Matthews, who has replaced Mike Hogan. He gets close to the 40-yard line. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. You think back over the first part of this game as we look at the baseball scores.
Interesting. Yankees now 5 games ahead. The magic number reduced to 8. And Philadelphia in 1st place by a half game over Montreal.
2nd down and 5. Alvin Garrett has the ball. Garrett has the 1st down as he moves inside the 35, down close to the 30-yard line. Taken there by Bernard Wilson. What I started to say a moment ago, if you think back over some of the passes that were dropped early in this game, the opportunities, scoring opportunities missed by this young team of Giants, this could have been a much different score on that board than we have now at 21-3.
That kid goes off the field, an interesting and even impressive little player.
Yeah, he's been an outside receiver, just recently made a running back, and he's got the quick feet. All right, that takes the pressure off the Sims, but he gets the 1st down running the ball. That's nice.
Perkins out to the left, it is Gray to the right. Single setback with Bo Matthews. Play action by Perkins. Looking for Gray. Gray not open. Big open field for Sims, and he slides in at the 25 with that hook slide down to the 24. It'll be a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Bill Sims, who opened up the season with 5 touchdown passes against St. Louis, brought the Giants back 3 times last week against Washington, only to lose that one 23-21. Lots of character, this young man.
Well, a young quarterback on a developing team like the Giants needs to have the ability to be able to run. That was Fort Passarge's problem the last 2 years. He couldn't run.
Both wide receivers. Perkins and Gray split to the left. Mullity, the tight end, bottom of your screen. And off is the little man, Garrett, and he runs into the big men, basically, number 65, Charlie Johnson. Garrett, 5'7", 178. Charlie Johnson, 6'3", 265.
And also, as you look at Charlie Johnson, 66, Bill Berge was in on another play.
Third down. A little less than 2 for the first down.
Now it's, again, a 2-down situation for them. They don't need the field goal here. They need to get back into the touchdown. The good call here, the percentage call, is the run.
Bo Matthews, 41. Scott Laidlaw, 33. Those are the setbacks. Laidlaw in motion. Perkins, Bo Matthews. Matthews bounces off one eagle, stays on his feet, gets the first down inside the 20-yard line. Jerry Robinson.
Howard, we can talk about Bo Matthews. He's the #1 draft choice years ago. San Diego thought he had all the tools to be a great back. He's big, he's fast, he's strong. He never quite made it out there. The Giants made the trade for kind of a middle-round draft choice. As you look at Bo Matthews, only 28 years old.
Hey, he was the 4th player taken in the draft back in '74.
They found out that he wasn't quick enough.
Well, never reached that magic thing they call potential. Potential means he never has done it.
As Don says, it's the greatest burden in life, potential. On 1st and 10. Mike Hogan. And Hogan with some nifty running down closer to the 5-yard line. Another Giants first down. Bill Berge again on the stop.
Tremendously impressive drive, and Sims again so impressive. Dumping off.
Hey, Hogan is shaken up, and the Giants have had nothing but trouble with their running backs. I told you earlier, Doug Coder, who had led the team in rushing, or was second for the past 6 years, he's out for the season. Billy Taylor won't be back for a couple of weeks. He was the second best rusher for the Giants. And now it looks as though Mike Hogan is out of the lineup.
Here down here again inside the 10. They haven't been able to run effectively here. I'd like to see him throw on first down here.
First and goal. Bo Matthews. Laidlaw with a good block. Matthews slow getting out there, and big Carl Harrison takes him at the 5-yard line.
They still can't run inside the 10-yard line down here.
Well, Frank's adjective was right there. You can see why Bo Matthews has not made it in all the years he's been in the league.
And Harrison
is slow getting out there.
Harrison, who raced all the way out there from defensive right end, he's the eagle that's down.
A very underrated football player there. Last year he had the most sacks. As you look at the picture of Harrison, he had 15 sacks last year, the leader in the league. Excellent football player against the run also.
We'll be back in Philadelphia in a moment.
That used to be us. Always
from the sidelines, and while he stays on the artificial turf, I'm kind of glad to see them rubbing his calf as though he has a cramp rather than an injured knee. He's up now.
As he gets up, let's take a look at key play in the Washington at Oakland game at the Coliseum in Oakland. That's Dan Pastorini, number 7, hitting number 87, the great tight end Dave Caspe burst through 2 tacklers, and Oakland had built up a lead over the Redskins. The Redskins hung in there, but then that play to Whittington down the right sideline, getting superb blocking. You just saw the last block, and he went 44 yards for the TD. Oakland won it 24-21.
Is there any other player you'd rather see have the football down around the goal line than Dave Casper?
No.
It's unbelievable how he gets in. Harrison appears to be all right. Very warm night. It was about 80 degrees at kickoff, and it appeared though Harrison had suffered a cramp in his left leg. Meanwhile, second down and goal for the Giants. The ball at the 5-yard line. Sims trying to go to Mullaby, and the ball is blocked. It was Claude Humphrey, I think, who got a big paw on it.
He looked around for it, thought he had it. Maybe it was hidden somewhere.
Well, as hard as Sims can throw it, it's hard to throw it through 87. And here goes Sims here. He's trying to hit a quick slant in there. Humphrey's going to raise up number 87, and he's going to hit him probably right between the 8 and the 7. right between it, and he almost had an interception.
That's Jeff Weston, who is in there replacing Gordon King at right tackle for the Giants. King tried to go on a bad ankle tonight. He couldn't do it. Third down and goal. The Giants have been here before in this quarter.
Yep.
Lobs it up.
Got him out there.
No, and he does not hold on. Alvin Garrett. Alvin Garrett at 5'7", did not collect the ball.
I think they'll go for it. I think they have nothing to lose. They ought to go for the touchdown. He had a chance there. He barely overthrew him.
That's exactly what's happening. Gary Shirk brings the play in.
I like it, Mr. Perkins. I think you're doing the right thing.
Let me tell you, to show you the imbalance in this game in terms of the score as against the Giants' domination and possession, Sims has 32 pass attempts. The Eagles only 31 offensive plays for the entire game.
The Eagles scored on long drives, but they did it in big chunks. Fourth down and goal. Laying it up again. Gray. No, incomplete. He bobbled the ball.
I'll tell you, the kid threw it perfectly. I'd like to see it again. He looked like he had it for a while, then he got it knocked loose, and I think the rookie Roynell Young knocked it loose from him. Gray had a chance to make the play. He's bumping running on the right side. He throws it up and over like he should. Gray has got him beat. He's got both hands on the ball. Did he have it long enough? Evidently not.
No, he was fumbling the ball.
Here's a better look at it here. Thank you, Mr. Forty. The throw is perfect. This should have been a touchdown. Gray should have had the touchdown. Roynell Young did a good job of jerking it out.
So once again, Sims is thwarted by the hands of his receivers. The Eagles have the ball at their 5. I told him like this for this young quarterback.
Yeah, if he's discouraged, though, you can understand it. He's not lost his poise, not once all game.
Eagles have the ball, 1st and 10, their own 5-yard line. Montgomery, and Montgomery wraps out over the 10 to the 11-yard line. John Scorpan drags him down there with Van Pelt and Carson.
The mayor of the city of Philadelphia just came in to say hello. Mayor Green. Everybody in Philadelphia is named Green. It's the Mean Green Machine. That's the color of their uniform. Dallas Green manages the Philadelphia Phillies.
You are something. When the mayor comes all the way up here to say hello to you, that is really something.
I thought it was silly.
And he didn't even speak to your eye, Frank. That tells you something.
I grabbed him on the way out. 2nd and 4. Carmichael.
I like that.
Oh, what a move he made on Terry Jackson. He tacks on more yardage out to the 20. The Eagles first down.
Well, I like the courage of Jaworski. Here he is down inside his own 10-yard line. Carmichael just running the quick out. Got plenty of room over there. Jaworski is willing to throw the pass, has the courage to do it.
Watch
because
this.
if you don't throw that right, you get an interception. I like it, Mr. Jaworski. That shows me something.
Eagles 1st and 10, their own 20-yard line. 5:42 remaining in the 3rd quarter. This is the Eagles' 2nd possession of this quarter. Harris piled up at the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a yard out of it. Don Harris defensively, that free safety for the Giants in on the stop.
And if old Wilbert could have stayed with his block there, Harris would have had a long run. And he's a good blocker, but he didn't make it that time.
Harris in there tonight for the Giants because Bud Hebert, their rookie out of Oklahoma, is suffering from some sore ribs from a week ago. 2nd down and 8. 22-yard line for the Eagles. Right in. Krefley, and he holds on. Krefley out to the 48-yard line. Pounded there by Don Harris, and I know the Eagles have to be glad to see that. Krefley's been out with about 6 weeks with a separated shoulder.
Beautiful read. Beautiful read by Jaworski. They were doubling both outside receivers. They're trying to cover Krefley with the linebacker, Van Pelt. Can't do that. He went to the right man. That's good quarterbacking.
And that's good concentration by Krefley.
And in only 3 plays, they've moved how many yards? 42.
Yep, they're doing it in big chunks. And we could be looking at a 95-yard drive here.
Charlie Smith split to the right. Carmichael to the left. 1st and 10. The Eagles have the ball at their own 49-yard line. Jaworski fires it complete into Giant territory at the 44-yard line. Wilbert Montgomery out of the backfield. Oh, what a weapon he is. 4th in the National Football League last year rushing. And again, as Howard mentioned, highly underrated. Net publicized like, well, the other 3 that went before him a year ago: Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, Otis Anderson.
You know, the Rams have supplied a lot of quarterbacks around the league. This is the 2nd quarterback they supplied to the Eagles over the years. One was Van Brocklin, and this one's Jaworski.
And Roman Gabriel.
You're right. 3.
Leroy Harris. Down there short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and a long one. Beasley Reese up there from the secondary to make the stop, helping out Brad Van Pelt.
Beasley Reese is a quietly efficient, strong safety.
Hey, they marked the progress up close enough to where they're going to have to measure.
I think he's a tad short.
There's Beasley from North Texas State.
Originally came up with the Cowboys.
Provides good coverage. He's an excellent one-on-one tackler, which you want very much in any defensive back, but certainly in a strong safety.
Speaking of the Rams providing quarterbacks, the Cowboys have supplied a few defensive backs around this league over the years. Beasley Reese, one of them.
Well, here's a chance right here. They can put it out and go for the big one and fake the run into the line and try to get the whole thing, or keep their drive going with the run. I bet they run it.
Jaworski takes it for the first at the 39-yard line.
Tell you one thing, Fran, if I want a quarterback sneak, I want Doug Williams to run it for me.
Whoa.
He's a horse.
He is a horse. He is a horse.
He hung in there mighty strong yesterday against the Cowboys.
Well, you just saw the sign, the big, mean green machine.
Is that the mayor?
No, that's the team. Mayor's a perfect gentleman. Very attractive guy.
1st and 10. Eagles have the ball inside the Giants' 40-yard line. Jaworski, play action.
Has him all the way.
Oh, and Charlie Smith made a superb catch down and around the 25-yard line. He was pounded by Mark Haynes, who once again backed off, giving too much yardage. That was a super catch by Smith. He knew he was going to get pounded, but he held on.
May I pay my compliments to Mr. Carl Peterson, a young man who's been with Dick Vermeil, and I mean a young man. Look at this. Now, here's the catch again.
Watch this. The ball is thrown high. Smith goes up. He knows he's going to get hit. This is a fine football play by Smith.
That's true, but I liked watching the baby better. Under any circumstances, Carl Peterson with his 15 free agents. What a job he's done. Don't they know you're here tonight? Why would they put up that sign, Fran?
Got me.
First down inside the 25-yard line of the Giants. Inside handoff. Montgomery. And look at Montgomery. Carrying Giants down to the 16-yard line. Gain of 9.
I see the baby. Ah, yes. Using his binoculars. Very good.
Kid's up a little late. How you doing, guy?
And he really doesn't care what the score is.
He says, where's Howard?
Kid's the image of me. Did you notice?
Oh, he's not near as cute as you, Howard.
Second down, long one. Big toss, Montgomery. Got a terrific block from Sizemore, gets the first down. It was Jerry Sizemore, the big tackle, pulling out with a very difficult block, springing Montgomery for the first down around the 11.
I tell you, Jerry Sizemore, 76 and 75 Stan Wallers have become two of the superior pair of tackles in the National Football League.
He can move around. He started 3 years as a guard for the Eagles after coming up as the #1 draft pick in '73.
He was questionable for this game just 3 days ago.
They mark it at the 12, 1st and 10. Over Montgomery. Single setback. Jaworski checks off, looks for Carmichael, incomplete.
That was as good a throw as he's made all night because nobody was there. He threw it up in the first row of the stands in the end zone, and that's where he should have thrown it.
Gary Jeter in there pressuring Jaworski. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
There was a year when I thought you were going to spend the rest of your life throwing up there. In mortal fear of the pursuing enemy.
Going out of silo.
Tony Franklin.
I bet they don't need him. This is a
I bet
beautiful
they don't.
drive.
They hope they don't have Minnesota scheduled in late December. Their toes could get a little chilly up there.
Doesn't get cold in Minnesota.
Harris single setback now for the Eagles. Jaworski.
Oh, what a play. What a play.
Oh, what a great
What a
play. Jaworski to Charlie Smith. Jaworski going down in the arms of the Giants.
He loves it. I'm telling you, he loves it.
George
Made
Small
some
was
play.
all over Jaworski, and he somehow managed to deliver the ball to Smith.
Chester, let me see it one more time. That is some play. That's the play of the night. Here comes Jaworski going back. Nothing is open. He's looking left for Carmichael. He's looking. There's nothing there. He flags the ball. He's trying to get out of the grasp of the defensive man, Small. He throws a strike to Charlie Smith in the end zone. Some play by Jaworski. Great individual effort. Great players make great plays.
Did you notice who the Giants cornerback was?
Tony Franklin to the uprights.
Who was the Giant cornerback, Howard?
Fellow wearing number 36.
The young rookie out of Colorado, Mark Haynes, has a lot to learn. We'll be back.
I'll tell you, soccer player. Did everything on my feet. Took out the...
All right, here's Jaworski again. If you don't think quarterbacks pay a price and get hit as well as other people, watch this. He flags it to the left. He's getting away from, trying to get away from Small, and then he is leveled by Phil Tabor.
Yeah, I give him all the credit in the world for the throw, but I give Haynes an assist.
Some play. We went into the game saying the Eagles have 3 truly great players that they depend on. Carmichael, Montgomery, Jaworski. All 3 of them have made great plays, or many great plays for them tonight.
Eagles' longest drive of the night, 5:48 they used on the clock. This will be Alvin Garrett receiving Franklin's kickoff. Flag is down as Garrett goes down at the 15-yard line. Hey, one thing Tony Franklin doesn't do is get that barefoot into the action. He hovers back there well out of range.
As long as he hovers.
I've seen some kickers kick the ball and run to the sideline, though. At least he hovers.
Penalty being marked off against the Giants. Bob Frederick and his crew tonight.
78 on the kick return team, illegal use of hand.
George Small. He couldn't get Jaworski down in time, and he just got called for illegal use of hands. Giants have the football, their own 8-yard line. 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Giants 1-1 in the year. The Eagles looking for their 3rd win of this young season. Sims from his end zone. Great. It's deflected, intercepted, and a flag is down.
They're going to call interference, and if it is, it's a hairline call. I'd like to take a little look at that. The defensive backs don't have much help anymore. They can't bump down the field. The advantage is very much to the offensive receiver. They're going to call it against the defensive back here.
Defensive pass interference, number 46. First down.
It might have to do with the fact that the 13 NFL games played yesterday produced 638 points. Well, I'll get to it in a moment.
Well, here we go. It's a break-in pass over the middle. Well,
I don't see that, Fran.
I really have a hard time saying that he's got a right to go to the ball, which he did. He made a nice play, I thought.
Giants had the ball, 1st and 10, their own 23-yard line. Sims over the middle and is complete to Alvin Garrett. He's piled up there by Bill Berge, and that's the first time it's been in the open field, and this crowd loves it for this man. Berge makes the stop after a pickup of 7.
There are many.
That will expire the time here in the third quarter. We're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. That is the end of the third quarter with the score, Philadelphia 28, the Giants 3. We'll return in a moment. back in Philadelphia.
I have nothing to say.
She's part of the Mean Green Machine. You know, we just saw Berge make that great hit. When I think of great middle linebackers that played this game, I think of a Butkus and a Schmidt and a Nitschke, but I think of Bill Berge in the same breath.
Absolutely.
Giants had the football as we begin the fourth quarter. Ball at their own 29-yard line. Second down and 3. Sims trying to go deep to Perkins, and good defensive play by Herman Edwards. And again, I'm surprised I didn't see a flag. What I started to say a while ago was that the NFL has set a record this weekend in points scored. They broke the record set in 76 and equal last year of 642. That went by the boards with the first 5 points tonight. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that receivers can just pretty much do what they want now upfield. I mean, they get bumped within that 5-yard zone, and then, boy, don't touch them after that.
That's the point Tom Brookshire made yesterday.
Yeah, made it well.
Absolutely right.
And he said the defensive backs are not allowed to do anything. They're calling it too close on.
Third down, 3. Mulledy has the first down for the Giants after the 37-yard line. I have to tell you, this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited.
As we look at old Mulledy there, I don't know whether he's got the speed to go deep or not, but he's a big target, the kind of guy you like to hit in that middle, a la Russ Francis or Dave Casper. There he is.
Started out with Buffalo, and of course, didn't make the ball club up there a year ago, and was picked up by the Giants as a free agent, and became a starter tonight. First and 10 Giants. Their own 37. Sims hanging it high. And dropped by Nate Johnson, the speedy rookie from Hillsdale.
I tell you, he threw that ball as pretty as you can throw it.
He can't catch him, can he?
Roy Nell be the most frustrated young man in football at this moment. Twice Perkins dropped him on. Once Gray for a clear touchdown. Right there, Nate Johnson. How many times do you have to have this happen?
But on the other side of the coin, there you have a real sprinter in Nate Johnson, and Roy Nell Young, the #1 draft choice of the Eagles, the man they need to play good for him, was with him stride for stride with good coverage. But Sims threw it perfectly. It should have been a completion.
Second down and 10. The Eagles showing blitz. Barrett in motion. Bo Matthews stumbles to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Carl Hastings right there for the tackle.
Eagles are a lot better defensively than people think they are. And they're getting better.
Houston trying to hang on to its 1-game lead. Atlanta with an early 1-run lead over the Dodgers, and Cincinnati trailing San Francisco by 1. Great game yesterday when the Reds beat the Dodgers in extra innings 7-2.
Bill Sands looking over the 3rd down and 6.
He better look for his tight end or his back.
And for Perkins, and this time overthrows as Perkins covered well by Herman Edwards. Sims popped after he delivered the ball by Carl Hairston.
But here he didn't have time to set up and throw. He had to throw the ball long and overthrow him. Not his fault. Harrison is going to be right in his lap here. He had to get rid of it. Oh, Phil Sims, I do feel for you. We'll never know whether he's going to be a great quarterback or not unless this team develops around him. Nobody's good enough to carry a team.
Jennings just practically kicks this one out of the ballpark. And it takes a giant bounce and is fielded by Wally Henry at the 2. Super kick by Dave Jennings. Came in tonight after 2 games leading the NFL. Eddie Hicks hustled down there quickly for the Giants, and the Eagles will have the ball at their own 10-yard line. Dave Jennings, 62-yard punt.
Why do I need a new 81 Chevy pickup? Well, if I...
Boy, does he work a game. He does everything but play it.
Well, at this point in time, he'd be well advised not to use Montgomery, not to use Carmichael. Don't risk injury.
That's right.
He stays in there, just hand the ball off.
The 2nd-round draft pick, Perry Harrington, a rookie from Jackson State, is in there, number 35. And Leroy Harris is out. Harrington, a fine runner. Fuller Montgomery stays in. He, of course, 31. Montgomery. And Montgomery struggles forward in the arms of Harry Carson. Now it's close to the 15-yard line. Gain of 3. Second down and 7. Eagles, by the way, next week will travel to St. Louis while the Rams will be at Giant Stadium.
Howard, many times when you score 28 points, you have some gifts. You've got good field position. Tonight, the Eagles have driven 68 yards, 80 yards, 62 yards, and 95 yards for their touchdowns. They were honest drives, honest touchdowns.
And they used 2.5 minutes in all those drives. Second and 8. Jaworski changing it off. Draw play, Montgomery, and Montgomery's piled up there. Brad Van Pelt and Harry Carson on the stop. Gain of a couple. It'll be third down and 5. George Small in there for the Giants. Has been much of the second half. He was just activated. He was cut in preseason. Started out with the Steelers last year at 240 pounds. He's up to about 260 now. That's George Small, number 78. Third down and 5 for the Eagles. Louis Giamona, number 33, in there one setback. Scott Fitzke is in at wide receiver. And a blitz by the Giants, and Sporpan nails Jaworski. Hits him at the 5. That's where they'll mark it. And Jaworski says, hey, what did I do wrong?
Obviously, one of the backs should pick this man up. The backs didn't pick him up.
Had them both in the pattern. They didn't even set him up.
And Jaworski picked him up.
Oh, the Eagles will have to kick from their own end zone. Max Runniger in. Alvin Garrett stations himself at the Eagles' 47-yard line. There's Garrett. Hasn't been able to break one off tonight, but he has been lightning in the previous 2 games of the Giants, averaging a little over 17 yards of return.
He'll probably have a good chance here because the kicker's going to have to kick it quickly and more than likely low.
And they do not have the wide men out, as you can see. They're thinking, don't get it blocked. Runniger off the side of his foot. Makes a bit of an eagle bounce. And goes out close to the 43-yard line.
Turned out not to be a bad kick.
Nope. So the Giants, trailing 28-3, will have the football in Eagle territory at the 43-yard line when we come back to Philadelphia. Fran Tarkenton watching a very frustrated Giants quarterback Phil Simms operate very well tonight, having a difficult time with his receivers holding the football. Now the Giants have the football. 43-yard line of the Eagles. Garrett in motion. And Alvin Garrett went as high as he could at 5'7" against Randy Logan. That is incomplete.
Well, he's a good-looking little cookie out there. He's got a lot of gumption, but he leaped too early. He mistimed this leap.
He did a little bit, but he's got good jumping ability, and he almost made the catch.
Phil Simms gets the play from Bo Matthews. Is called down to Don Perkins. Second down and 10. Nate Johnson, the speedster. The Giants picked up from the Steelers, flanked out to the right. Simms overthrows Melody.
Edwards again.
Herman Edwards. And he has been a nemesis for these Giants over the years.
It's almost uncanny. He's
Guy
always
goes
where
down.
the football is.
Well, I don't say he can have an all-pro team this year without Herman Edwards on it. He's been largely ignored the last few years, but he can play.
There's a young man that came in as a free agent, Herman Edwards, back in '77.
Well, Phil Simms finally threw a bad ball, an errant ball. After all the drops he's had, he deserves to have one error. He's played well, very well.
One of the Giants very slow in getting up. Jim Clack, the Giants center. Again, a flag is down. Sportsmanlike conduct, both ways. All right, both teams, bad boys. Remind you once again about college football coming your way this Saturday. 2 undefeated teams, and they're biggies. Nebraska at Penn State. It's 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central, 10:30 Pacific time. Then a wide world of sports. Later in the day, it'll be live from London. Howard will be there for Alan Minter and Marvin Hagler as they go for the World Middleweight Championship. That's the only undisputed title. And then, of course, an Ali Holmes pre-fight report. Look at Ali and Holmes in their final days of training in preparation for their fight coming up. College football Saturday and wide world of sports here on ABC. First and 10, the Eagles at their own 36. Play action. Wide open is Montgomery. Inside the 35-yard line, and somebody had to blow that assignment because he was all alone.
Well, he had his choice. He had Montgomery down the sideline. He had Harold Carmichael down the middle of the post for a touchdown. He fakes a little trap play. He's got Montgomery on the linebacker. He beats the linebacker badly. Scorpion.
Too many options almost for Dworsky. Carmichael was wide open.
I would still like to see that man 31 on the bench.
I agree with you. Made that point earlier. Instead, he's getting a lot of work.
Yep.
First and 10 at the Giants' 34-yard line. Montgomery again. Inside the 30-yard line, close to the 28.
Howard,
defensively, Harry Carson made the stop. It'll be second down and 5.
Do you agree? I think this Montgomery's right in the class of the great backs, of the Paytons, of the Dorsets,
Absolutely.
of the Campbell.
Only he just doesn't get the print. That's all.
Just as good as any of them. Takes a back seat to nobody playing the running back position in football today.
Another one of those backs that came in. While he was an outstanding collegiate football player, he was also a good track man. He won 100, 9.5, 9.6 consistently for Abilene Christian. That speed is deceptive. Second down 5. Smith in motion. Flanker screen. Smith bobbles it.
He could. That could have been a lateral.
Close to a lateral, but they indicate incompleted pass. So it'll be third down and 5.
You would like to see your receiver jump on that ball in case the official does call it a lateral. But he not only didn't jump on it, but no Giant went after the ball to pick it up.
Dworsky again glancing to the sidelines on many occasions. He will get his plays wig-wagged, or almost like a baseball sign, waved into him. There's Marion Campbell, nearest to you, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. We've been talking about him all night.
The old Swamp Fox.
Swamp Fox, yes indeed.
Now, he played on this championship team of 1960.
Third and 5. Yeah. Carmichael, first down and more. And Carmichael's down at the 18, tackled there by Terry Jackson.
Did you see Jaworski read that blitz?
Yep.
Scorpion coming in on him right to the vacated area.
Ooh, look at him smile. He knows he did a good thing.
It's fun now.
Start spreading the news.
The other thing about Jaworski, since he came here, he has been consistently in the lineup. He's like you, Fran. He's never had a problem with injuries. But he's always there on Sunday.
And he's really developed since he's been here. And give a lot of that credit to Vermeil.
He used to just rear back and throw it. He doesn't do that anymore.
Nope.
First and 10. Carmichael, flanker screen. He scored on one of these earlier.
Same play, and he's getting right down there. Just missed.
Harold Carmichael, from almost the same spot that he scored in the second quarter, takes the ball down inside the 5 to the 2.
We make the point again. You don't see many receivers that play at the size he is at 6'8". Watch it again. Just a little screen pass. The lineman run out to the right, and there's old 76 Sizemore, who will make a block right there. Did a little push job, in fact. And here's Carmichael cutting around. How he moves that long, angular body.
He's Ichabod Crane. One step is 5 yards with him.
He's already scored his 60th career touchdown tonight. Louis Gilbert at 86, getting himself in the right position.
That's touchdown.
Montgomery straight to the end zone, and Montgomery is in the corner ahead of Mike Dennis. Eagles are letting it be known tonight they are for real.
plays, Giff, 64 yards. 5 drives of 60 yards or better. That's good offensive football.
All of which took about 2.5 minutes each.
That's right. That's just good offensive football.
7:05 remaining in this game. Tony Franklin on for the conversion.
He's making a machine out of this football team. They really are solid.
Franklin knuckles it through, and the Eagles are out front 35-3. And the man who makes it happen for the Eagles so often, Bill Carmichael, is struck again. Here he is.
Hello, Ma.
Yeah, he's talking to his mother.
Yes.
The 1981 Buick LeSabre, a handsome, roomy, luxurious, intelligently designed automobile. Qualities which may help explain why it continues to enjoy high praise, a large following, and strong appeal. The efficient Buick LeSabre. It not only draws a crowd, but carries one as well. The new LeSabre. Room, comfort, and economy.
I'll tell you, my Bernice knows what's good for me.
And what?
169 yards a week ago against Minnesota. One on a 72-yard touchdown run. That's what he's done tonight. Also in the receiving department, he's been a little bit extra special. 7 receptions, 67 yards.
Well, I'm sure the Dallas Cowboys are watching this game.
Franklin hits it. Garrett will take it in the end zone, and he'll stay there. And the Giants will have it on their 20. I'll remind you about ABC News at Nightline coming your way a half hour after the telecast with Ted Koppel. And, of course, at 11:30 out on the West Coast. And, of course, as the Iranian and Iraqi situation heats up, you'll want to stay tuned because Nightline will focus on that situation tonight. 1st and 10. Giants have the ball. They're down 35-3. Nate Johnson is in there, wide receiver. Danny Pittman is 82. Nate Johnson is 84. 2 young rookie receivers now for the Giants. Sims. Mike Hogan will circle out of the backfield. Sims, I think, feeling the pressure, just unloaded it.
Well, you know, it's so tough here because those defensive linemen like those statistics which says sack beside their name. And now they know they're going to throw, they're going to tee off, and they're going to come like gangbusters.
It's working the Pro Bowl time right now for the defensive linemen.
And contract time. Defensive linemen get paid for sacks.
Danny Pittman, 82, a rookie out of Wyoming. He had actually beaten out Ernie Gray during the season. Suffered a sore shoulder, or he would have been the starter against St. Louis when Ernie Gray caught 4 TD passes. He wears 82. 2nd down and 10 for the Giants. Sims, Mulledy, out to the 23-yard line. Defensively, it was Ray Phillips for the Eagles. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
There he is.
Charlie Bednarik.
Chuckaroo.
He did an amazing thing in 1960 when he went both ways in the championship team. Started as a center and started as a middle linebacker, or maybe the outside linebacker, Giff.
He's the guy who sent Frank to the hospital. But he did it cleanly. We decided after all these years.
If anything is smart like that.
He's a great fellow.
What a super golfer, too. He's right around scratch out here at White Marsh. 3rd down and 7. Garrett in motion. Sims. Not bad protection. Down he goes. The sack by Dennis Harrison. Sims had the time. He just could not get a receiver open. All the way back to the 7-yard line.
In a game like this, you've had a chance to see a lineman excel. And that's the young man from Vanderbilt that we've talked about.
Let me tell you an interesting story about Dennis Harrison. This is when I knew I should retire, Howard. We beat the Eagles 2 years ago in my last year. Harrison was a rookie then. After the game, he came to the locker room. He said, "Mr. Tarkenton, may I have your autograph?" I said, "Son, I'm getting out of this game." When they come in for the autograph at that point.
Innings is low, and it's taken by Wally Henry on the dead run. And Henry is nailed down at the 31-yard line, hustling down there for the Giants, Eddie Hicks.
Good Lord, they've got all the time in the world for still another score.
And
they're a machine.
There's old Woody.
Back in, big guy.
Back in 1966, the Vikings said you couldn't play, but you proved you could, Woody. You're having a good night. We'll be back.
You know, it's come out a quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, Joe Pisarcik, former Giant, now in the lineup, along with Terry Harrington, a rookie from Jackson State, number 35, and Louis Giamono, and Dick Vermeil. Content with the 35-3 is bringing in the backups. Wally Henry is a wide receiver, 89. Scott Fitzke, number 81, wide receiver. John Spagnuolo is the tight end, number 88. Those are your Eagles on offense. See Louis Giamono. Giamono inside the 30 for a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8, taken there by Gary Jeter.
You know, I don't care how much Giamono's been kicked around the leg or how small. I like to watch him play. He's quick. He gets into the hole. He's an exciting little player.
I don't mean anything about it, but he's got a leg up in the sense that he is the nephew of Dick Vermeil.
Nephew. Not only that, he's getting a whole new education. He's John Spagnuolo's roommate, so now he's under the tutelage of a Yale.
Who was the student of Howard?
2nd down and 8. Giamono.
Look at this.
Bounces off one.
Funky kid,
Giant.
isn't he?
Yes,
Taken there by Brad Van Pelt.
National League updates. Houston by 2 in the 6th over San Diego. Atlanta clings to its 1-run edge over the Dodgers, as does San Francisco over Cincinnati.
3rd down and 4.
And Howard, don't you like my hometown Atlanta Braves? Have they been playing some baseball?
Oh, what a story. What a job by Bobby Cox.
Yes, sir.
Matthews, Horner, Murphy, Chambliss knitting them together with his veterans' leadership.
2 of the great young players in the game, and Horner and Murphy.
Harrington, a rookie from Jackson State. Line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. It'll be 4th down Eagles. And I think Dick Vermeil, who was burned a little bit by Bud Grant last week for maybe jacking up the score a little bit, decided, hey, I better cool it. This is kind of early in the year.
You know, here, what's his choices? You know, you can either kick a field goal 3 points up or go for it. I think you got to go on and play the game.
And you need to give those backup guys the opportunity to play football, not a game of run the clock out.
Absolutely.
Someday they might have to do it.
That's right.
4th down and 4. Sarchik. Fitzke incomplete. Giants will take over. And the ball will be at their own 26-yard line. Joe Pisarcik struggled 3 years with the Giants before coming here as a free agent in the offseason. And they were long years. As the Giants went through a rebuilding program. He was counted, as we mentioned earlier, not the most mobile of quarterbacks.
Vermeil for president.
Makes sense to me.
Some might think it's a better idea. A better way.
5 receivers are Pittman, 82, the rookie from Wyoming. Nate Johnson, 84, the rookie from Hillsdale for the Giants. Sims. Oh, my goodness. Well, they're going to rule this one. Scott Laidlaw,
I'll tell you,
was either the receiver or the intended receiver.
And Frank
LeMaster.
LeMaster, and LeMaster, I believe, has hurt his knee.
He can kill you, that guy. I'll tell you, he's tough.
Boy, he tossed Laidlaw to the turf.
That's Big Charlie Johnson getting up slowly again. It's the 2nd time he's had to come off the field tonight.
Look at him, waved him. I want to stay out there. I tell you, LeMaster, Vermeil is forcing him to come out, but he is some player.
You know, Dallas is to be heard from this year, no question about it. And there's going to be some showdown when the Eagles play the Cowboys.
Well, they filled in a lot of cracks yesterday in the 2nd half against Tampa.
I think Dallas has some of their better young players they've had in years. They've got some good young talent.
Kind of secret of a successful franchise to go through a transitional period and not have the bottom fall out.
Yeah, that's exactly what 2 teams are doing now, Frank. Dallas and Oakland.
That's correct.
Davis is doing it with the Raiders.
2nd down and 10. The Giants have the ball at the 25-yard line. Sims. Matthews is really popped.
And that was by a linebacker by the name of Al Chesley. He is not a starter. Oh, my goodness.
Matthews slow getting up.
You can understand it.
Oh, this is some hit. Here's an end zone look of Sims throwing the ball to Matthews coming across. Watch the hit by 59 right here. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, right in the gut. He had to have at least had the wind knocked out of him.
Matthews shaken up, but he's leaving the field.
You people think
without assistance.
You people think these guys are overpaid? I don't. It's tough out there.
Meanwhile, little noted, another ball drops. 3rd and 10. Ernest Gray checks back in for the Giants, a wide receiver, number 83. Sims. Mulledy out of bounds, incomplete.
Some effort by Mulledy. Some effort. And Sims is on his backside again, and it's so hard to throw from the prone position, Howard. I've never seen one to master that yet.
4th down, we'll see Dave Jennings. 3:14 now remaining on the scoreboard clock. Many of the 70,000 plus Eagle fans have left the stadium. Wally Henry is deep. Jennings can't turn it over once again, and Wally Henry can't stay in bounds. He steps out at the 40-yard line. The Eagles will have 1st and 10 there.
This is the way Philadelphians dreamed about this night turning out. The Philadelphia Phils moving into 1st place in the National League East. The Eagles with their 3rd consecutive brilliant, easy victory. Taking on the look of a football machine.
3rd blowout in 3 weeks.
They have really put it together offensively.
And it's a pretty city, a much maligned city. There's a touch of the national capital, Washington, in this city, with the architecture and the great buildings.
1st and 10, Philadelphia. Joe Bisarci hands off to Harrington. And Harrington is dropped there by John Sportman for a loss.
Howard,
all the way back to the 35-yard line.
You made a good point about this city. The people that live here and know it best love this city and enjoy living here.
I had a great time today.
I've had a good time here. It's a good
I ran the steps at the Philadelphia Fine Art Museum. Beat Stallone's time. They had a great time.
They had a tremendous marathon here yesterday.
You didn't you see me running in that marathon, Howard?
No, all I saw were the women.
2nd down, 15.
I was right behind them.
Zachary Dixon gets the football, and Zachary Dixon back to the original line of scrimmage. Here's a youngster, tried out with Denver and the Giants last year. Came to the Eagles, a free agent. Showed well in a mini camp and then came on in the preseason. Ticking down to the 2-minute warning. Eagles, again, have got to be delighted with the showing offensively that they have made tonight. We'll be back at Veterans Stadium in a moment. Yeah, many of the loyal have already left the game. Interesting little note for you, Fran. Sims thus far has attempted 45 passes tonight. The Giant record held by Charlie Connolly with 53. Randy Johnson threw 47, and you, Sir Francis, at one time threw 46. It was against Dallas, and you must have really hurt that night.
Did I complete any?
You were 7 of 46.
Francis is involved in more stats in the record book than any other single player in the history of the league.
Including the one for the longest fumble in the history of the league.
Eagles already must be thinking about St. Louis next Sunday as the ball goes to Zachary Dixon. Well, a quick reminder, that's incredible becoming your way on the West Coast next.
Well, that's all right, Francis. It's 3 hours earlier there.
Well, I'm going to have to make a fast trip out there to do that show.
Well, Giff said that the Eagles must be looking forward to St. Louis. That may be, but the Eagles have now outscored their opponents 104, 16 against. Now, how's that for a record?
That's something else.
4th down, Max Reniger comes on.
Now, the critics will say they're peaking too soon. But if you're the coach of this football team, that's the way you want them to play.
There is no safety out there for the Giants. They have all 11 men, either by design or by accident. There is nobody back. Garrett now sprints back, that the ball will die at the 12-yard line. And that puzzles me.
Well, it puzzles me because they had 11 men on the line, but only about 7.
Nobody rushed.
Only about 6 or 7 rushed. The rest of them peeled back for the return.
I don't know.
The phantom safety man back there deep for the Giants.
The life of a head coach in this league, Ray Perkins. It ain't easy.
Things get screwier and screwier.
Well, he can also think back to Dick Vermeil's first year here in Philadelphia. Dick Vermeil was 4-10 when he came. 77, he went to 5-9. He didn't turn the corner until 78. He was 9-7.
Chuck Neal was worse than 4-10, remember?
But the amazing thing is that Vermeil has built this team essentially without any #1 draft choice.
Right.
This year was what, his first?
That's why.
Last year was first.
On first down, Sims. And this complete to Danny Pittman. Danny Pittman, the rookie from Wyoming, out over the 20-yard line to the 22. Short of the first down by about a yard.
The point Fran just made is a good one, Frank. That's why Carl Peterson deserves so much credit. Director of player personnel. That's where you build teams. And that's part of the way Vermeil built the organization.
And you win with good organization. And Philadelphia's built them one here. With the pivoting around Vermeil.
Will be Phil Sims' 47th attempt of the night. It is complete to Danny Pittman. Pittman steps out of bounds with the first down out of the 37. 12 seconds remaining on the clock. So, Francis, you have been replaced in the Giants record book by Phil Sims as the third Giant in numbers of attempts. Touch of trivia here along towards morning.
I respectfully relinquish that position.
12 seconds. Reminder, next Monday night, Denver and New England, and we'll be there.
Good game. I'll watch you guys.
And Ben DeRue rejoining us in New England. Sims on his 48th attempt. Into a group, downfield, incomplete. 5 seconds on the clock. Thanks to our statistician, our research man, Jerry Klein, spotter, Steve Mazika.
Well, Frank, Howard and I have carried you this far. You think you can take the last 5 seconds by yourself while we beat the crowd?
I'll do my very best. Final play of the ball game coming up. Riding nears out a defensive foul. Motion is Nate Johnson. Sims hangs it up. John Shara had it for a moment for the Eagles. But this ball game is over. Big night for the Eagles. As they go 3-0. The Eagles have not done that since 1954. Once again, the final score, Philadelphia 35, the Giants 3. Travel arrangements made through and a promotion will be paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television. See you next Monday for New England, Denver.